my.
Yeah. Know that in ages. Haven't heard that in some time.
Yeah, but do you remember that Dave Chappelle was in Blue Streak?
Hey, was it? Oh yeah, he was. I remember. Oh shit, he betrayed him.
Reggie.
He betrayed him. He was the driver, I think. And also, there's a bit where he finds him in the shop, and he's like, "Put your hands on the oodles and noodles."
That's the first time they meet.
Yeah. And then it's like, which flavor? Chicken or beef?
Chicken or beef.
I think it says beef. Oh my gosh.
No, that was
such a good film.
Yeah, no,
Such a good film.
They don't make films like that anymore.
I don't think, okay, this is the whole thing about comedy. I think comedians hide behind the fact they used to tell like jokes that are really horrible, but like it's okay because it's behind humor and they don't actually mean it, you know? So comedy had like a kind of exit, you know, like I'm not actually being transphobic, homophobic, racist, it's just a joke. But now everything's so sensitive, comedians feel they can't do those type of jokes. And like, so now comedians and comedy has become really sanitized. It's not as risque. It's not as daring.
Or they've gone the total other way of being over risque for no reason.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know, like the Schwartz guys and that. Do you know what I mean? They're saying things to point out the ridiculousness or the stupidity of modern day society. And that's I feel comedy is basically a mirror. The people able to look at society and hold a mirror up to itself and say, you know that you say this is stupid all the time, yet you do it all the time.
Yeah. Okay. So this is where the whole Andrew Schwartz thing, I feel a bit more that it has more nuance to it.
Oh no, we're not talking about Andrew Schwartz particularly.
No, I mean, but like you brought him up, like you said.
Yeah, no, he's an example because he's made so much head dying.
Yeah, exactly, and I think he makes him particularly. I don't like his type of comedy because it doesn't come from experience; it comes from observation.
Yeah,
and that's a lot of comedy. You know, it's just that his observation, I feel, is rooted in a lot of anti-black. So that's where I'm just, for me personally, I'm not a fan of him. You can have black friends or Asian friends and still be racist. Like,
I don't. I think. I don't think he's racist. I think that when, especially in America, you get challenged on something, you either double down, or you spend all the whole time saying, "Oh, some of my best friends are black. Some of my best friends are gay. Some of my best friends." So there's no winning that argument. Either way, and I'm not going to take his side on it because what he did was totally out of line because it wasn't in a forum of a comedy show. What he's done, it wasn't in a forum of a space where you can debate him either. Yes. So you can't check him on what he's saying. No. You're just gonna have to be a fanboy in a corner and echo. So it's a safe space for him to expound. And so yeah,
you know why I feel like because he's in his studio. Where he does a lot of those chat with the boys and they're just basically laughing at whatever comment that he says. The reason why I like check the Asian guy in the room and I check the black guy in the room when he's coming off with a lot of like actually kind of racist shit, you know, like because it's so left field. It doesn't build up to it. He's just saying, oh, Indian guys drive bad, you know, and then goes deeper into it. And I'm like, okay, so why? What's that got to do? Anyway, the whole point is the reason why I don't rate those two guys, especially in the room, is that they don't have to be there. They don't have to be there. They choose to be there.
I think they're contractually there.
Mate, you can always walk out. I'm sorry, you can always walk out.
Yeah, but they're contractually there. That's different.
Like morals and money really tell who a person is.
Yeah, but I think it's also environment, Cat. I'm not trying to excuse him, but I don't think what he says matters on the grand scheme of anything. Do you know what I mean?
I feel the same thing about Andrew Tate.
Same thing as I'm saying.
You let people go unchecked, and you let people off on certain shit. They think that they can keep doing it. Just like Fret and Fish podcast. Just like a lot of these... Fresh and
Fit. Oh, we're jumping about here. Let's go back to Andrew Tate. He has been picked up on what he says, but he's still got enough of an audience because of the nature of media these days. Social media, mainstream media, it's whoever's farting the loudest in the dirtiest way gets the most press.
Yeah, but now they're checking him and shit. He's been doing this for years.
No, I mean, he's been checked for shit for years, but the people that were checking him were just commenters.
Yeah, exactly.
They weren't commentators, and they weren't people of any affluent. No, because he would clip farm, say something, and get his fans free of charge, right, with no copyright strike, to spread what he's doing everywhere else. So even if he got banned, his stuff is going up online everywhere. And that's how he became famous and viral. But there's still, Kevin, do you see that woman, the Romanian girlfriend he had? She released a whole, like on Twitter, she released a whole document of all the stuff. And straight underneath is, but you chose to stay with him even though you knew what he was going through in Romania. And she's sending texts of like, I love beating you. I feel powerful when I beat you. Like all straight texts from him and stuff. And I'm like, okay, I understand if you're stuck in that thing, but people have challenged him. People have challenged him. It's just it's not the right people because everyone's scared of their position. The right people are too scared, man.
Yeah, and I think, when it comes to domestic violence and sexual assault and I think, again, there's so many levels to it. It's not just...
nuanced.
Why don't you just leave? It's like, come on.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like,
But there's still people that confirm the behaviour. That's what I'm saying. It's not about her being stuck there. He's been like this for over a decade. Yeah. And everyone's known he's been like this for at least 5 years.
Yeah. And now they're only really fucking upset because he's influenced such a generation of young men who feel like they're lonely, disenfranchised, they're lost. And they're looking at him to be like, oh, yeah, this is what a man's like. Okay, cool. And they're using the sort of shit that he says to reaffirm the deep, dark feelings or the power that they supposedly have. And that's where, again, moving into a TV show podcast. Wait, welcome to Weviewd. We're a Weviewd podcast, a brother and sister podcast where we talk about movies and TV shows and all sorts. And that was a beautiful segue into adolescence. Neither of us have seen it. It's on Netflix.
So why are we segueing into it?
Yeah, because it's perfect.
I don't know what it's about, and I've heard that it's about challenging incel culture, but some of the complaints were that you don't see much of the female's perspective and what she was doing in terms of feeding into the whatever happens.
Yeah, and I
don't know what happens.
Okay, so essentially it's post this kid doing something bad. I think he hurts a girl. I don't know, so I don't know the full story. He hurt a girl, and it's from the perspective of him, his dad, and the police. So it's kind of understanding that this boy grew up in a good home with a family, and yet he still fell through and was caught by media and whatnot, and he was manipulated to feel that the girl that he likes should respond to his like, and the fact that he got rejected, he then retaliated. I'm just doing this off what I've seen.
Yeah, have you seen? Yeah.
I could be completely wrong about the nuances and stuff, but essentially, it's like, I think it's possibly based off last year or the year before, where a boy who got rejected by a girl stabbed her and killed her. The one in South London, Croydon. It's based off that, and the amount of girls who, young girls who get killed by young boys because of rejection or miscommunication or ownership or whatever. It's challenging that, and I think I understand why they've gone straight from a perspective of the boy and the family and whatnot and the school. Yeah,
because it allows the boy to empathize with another boy's situation, and I see why they've done that. But when I watched some videos, it was about the holisticness of the totality of it, seeing what the girl's parents were going through, seeing what the girl was going through, seeing what a female police officer would have done with it, But I'm not sure if I feel that there is as I've gotten older, the stuff we watch on TV isn't on TV anymore. Yes. That taught us valuable lessons.
Yeah, family and
the
stuff.
Uncle Phil's.
Yeah.
You don't have Fresh Prince on TV. That 4 channels, you're stuck with actually quite good, moralistically good things.
Yeah.
And
we had like a really strong watershed. We weren't getting...
Yeah, after 9 o'clock, that's when he started shooting and killing and busting and things. Now, if you go to YouTube, it's more censored than TV. Because they're
But Alex, going off what you're saying, that family unit or that, older guy talking to a younger guy, no, that's not what you do. You should do this because this is better for you, da-da-da-da-da.
Uncle.
Uncle Phil actually had a really good lessons for him.
Yeah.
He really did. Even though, he chucked his best friend out of the house every time. But
that's where you draw a line.
Yeah, but he actually had some really good ideas when Will used to say things that were just out of pocket, He checked him. And also he showed him the relationship that he had with aren't Viv, you know, and what it is to like, you know, this is how you treat a woman and this is how you develop a family, you know, it's how you be a man. So yeah, those type of shows, we don't have that. Like even before Bill Cosby went crazy or whilst he was crazy, you had the Cosby Show. You had things like Sister Sister, you know, how a dad is. Things that we
and
had.
white versions.
Yeah. We had family shows.
Yeah.
Where are those?
I want to say
Everyone Loves Ray?
everyone.
Is it Everyone Loves Ray? No.
Raymond.
Raymond?
Yeah. Everyone hates Chris. Everyone loves Raymond.
I was like, everyone hates Chris.
And then you had the Friends level of morality and stick to your own race and shit. I'm joking. No.
Remember, Friends was based off a black show.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was that
Living
show called?
Single.
Oh yes, it Living.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're always gonna have a 20-something, 30-something TV show. There's always been one. It's just that.
Yeah, and it changes. Like IT Crowd, you could say, is a 20-something show.
Yeah.
Bunch of 20-somethings like figuring out life, living in a flat. You know.
Someone sent me the Renim's first. You know the funeral episode, where it's the same as the smoking episode, isn't it?
Which.
IT Crowd.
IT Crowd. There we go. Okay, cool.
You said IT Crowd.
You know what I was thinking?
What?
I was thinking something else.
Okay.
I was thinking the American one with Sheldon.
Okay, cool.
That's why I was like, smoking.
All right, okay. I was like, I don't get a reference.
With two big eyes. I was like, huh?
You said IT Crowd.
I know, but I was thinking the other one. What's that called? Cat tries to figure out something.
What's in Cav's head?
No, what? Okay.
Cat.
Yeah.
The best intro, though, of all time on any TV show is the funeral episode of IT Crowd. Father!
100%. Best character intro. And it's not opening for the episode intro. I was like,
best intro to a character. The best.
Best intro to a character.
When he's fighting with the priest.
Oh, Alex.
It goes
you
on.
Can tell that was so improvised.
But it goes on for too long, doesn't it? It goes
because it was purely improvised. Unhand me, priest.
Unhand me, priest.
Alex, you know, I just want to say that to someone on the train. Just unhand me, priest.
Unhand me, priest.
Father.
Well, I would have been like, got a popcorn out. I'm like, this is the best funeral ever.
Alex. Back in those times, though, we'll have the 3310 and be like, I
can't
can't record anything.
I mean, look,
I just got to remember it.
I mean, every time I get my camera, it's going to rise slowly from the ground. Like, it's like, Father. There's a second tape. What's a tape? I think he goes, what's a tape? Anyway, yeah, that was. Let's go back to the serious stuff that we're talking about.
Show. Yeah,
I think yes, TV.
We're talking about the morals in TV.
But the argument was that TV was a bad influence, and it wasn't good. It's melting kids' brains. Video games are doing the same thing.
Yeah,
and it's up to the people that make the video games to tell a good story or the film to make a good story. Now we are very quickly going through a moralistic journey because we're asking questions rather than being taught it. We have to learn on our own because of social media. It's going to be 30 seconds to 2 minutes a video, and you're getting quick answers, and it's all set up, and it's all a bit too, and it's kids teaching kids rather than
you know what?
Society.
I hear what you mean. The world of influencer and short form media, for our short attention spans, have taken over. Actually, sitting down, listening, and absorbing something that has some type of like moralistic value, or even just a good story. Yeah,
but take like Gogglebox, for example. Gogglebox, it shows you the end of the family being around the TV because now these people are being paid to sit and watch TV. But like, you used to be able to have that family unit. Now everyone's on the iPad watching what they want to watch. And yes, the option is good, but you're being fed by someone else, rather not your parents now. Your parents are saying, "Oh, watch this, is a great thing. Let's watch a wildlife show. It's on Wildlife on One."
Well, okay, let me throw a curveball then. But the diversification of what we watch is very important because it allows different types of storytelling. Yeah. What is moral here isn't moral over there. You know, so if say a family of 4 all want to watch something different and they're not being held by dad, and they can actually watch on the iPad their own thing. Yeah. They're having a different, unique, new perspective rather than just watching Emmerdale with dad. they can watch something like
What are they watching?
National Geographic. I don't know what they're watching.
But what if they're not watching National Geographic
Alex,
and then watching someone abuse someone online?
Yeah, but then really, one should have conversations with their children that they shouldn't have access to that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's a natural. Oh, Catherine,
we've gone deeper.
The natural thing to do is click onto the next thing or research the next thing, and it's not like they actively look for stuff like that. Yeah. It comes across your page.
Comes down to the algorithm of what's been going on. Yeah,
and so instead of your dad being your algorithm or Uncle Phil being your algorithm, a strange AI computer or algorithm being your algorithm.
Yeah, and to be honest, that's what like technology was naturally going to head to. It was going to head to things like that being, manipulated. So you watch a certain type of thing. It just comes down to one, the government regulating it properly so that, it's not fair use, but it's limited and it's not as corruptive. It's not as manipulating. And two, people have the access, especially parents, to say, no, I don't want my kid to have access to X, Y, and Z. And you need to categorize what is bad on your website so that it can be behind that watershed. It's making that watershed again.
Yeah, it's making that it's a clear delineation.
Yeah.
But like, I still feel that the guidance of people that have been through experiences to say, if you're not going to listen to me, watch this adventure film where everyone goes through a journey. Watch this TV show where it's not based on how many views and how much clicks it got the week before. We know what right and wrong is. It's just that you need it reaffirmed because some people, they get away with the wrong things. And what happens is, if they can get away with it, I can get away with it. If this person slaps a woman, it means I can slap a woman. Person kicks a man in the balls, means I can kick a man in the balls. It's funny in the moment, but like, let me try it because it's funny in this situation. Or we didn't stop and say, oh, that was bad. Why did you do that? Not been challenged and being said it was wrong by everybody and condemned. You need that in the course of, but I don't know. I wouldn't. The only thing I would say is like, should kids have access to things like that before going through a morality test? Or
I
something?
think morality doesn't really kick in into your mid-20s.
Really?
Yeah, like whether you really realise that maybe jumping off the house isn't the best thing onto the trampoline. Maybe that isn't the best thing because you know what could happen? I could hurt myself.
That's a bit black and white.
I can mess things up. Maybe I need to rethink this.
That's a bit binary because we've managed to like, as kids in our own journey, we've actually been able to have good morals most of our lives. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but also the morals can change.
But no, we made bad decisions.
Yeah.
But it's from a structure of morals. It's not binary. It's not once you do something bad, you're going to be bad for the rest of your life.
I'm talking about decisions rather than morals. Okay, yeah, I get what you mean, though. I get what you mean. Yeah, I think morals then obviously kick in
morals
really early
guide your decisions,
like
don't they?
Freaking 8 or 7 or 6 where you're like, okay, am I going to lie about this? Is it bad? Is it good? What's good
consequences.
Or bad?
You've got to learn all that before...
No, so I went one step ahead, which is looking at the decisions based off the morals.
Morals, yeah.
Then I'm like, decisions are stupid until you get to like your front lobe
of course.
developing. You're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't smoke that crack.
So like, what have I seen? I've seen someone with a like, all right, they made a choice to be a bad person based on what they know is good. So they've already got a list of morals. It's whether they engage with them or not. Yeah, that organizes their decisions. Or you could just naturally have bad morals. I don't know. Most people, they know what's right and wrong when they do the wrong thing. They know that this is going to affect their morals and their conscience later on. Yeah. It's just they have to, like Lady Macbeth, unwoman me. Apparently because women had perfect morals and men, make me a man so I can do this bad deed.
Which is complete bullshit, saying that men could get things wrong and women can't. Like, oh, but you know what? It was 500.
Yeah, 500 years.
So
it's not set that higher bar for them, guys.
Yeah, the bar.
Billy Shakespeare.
Bar was a bit low, and how many people wrote too? Like,
but it could have been this personal woman's belief of how women should be, and I don't think we should say every woman of that time believed that. But if Lady Macbeth felt that as a woman, I shouldn't be encouraging my husband to kill somebody, but we need this, and for us to get better in our life, I need to stop thinking in a good way, unwoman me, and coerce my husband into stabbing his king. Do you know what I mean? That is Macbeth. So
It's deep.
it's
You know what? Quick question. I
Go
know
on.
it's a bit off, but like,
go on.
is that an actual surname these days? Like, is there someone
Yeah.
called John Macbeth?
I know there's a guy online
guy
on
called,
YouTube
like-
called Ryan Macbeth. He talks about
Nah,
war stuff.
I feel like it's a performance name. I need to know
No,
your
he's-
Macbeth lineage.
No, he went to he was in the army. He's that's his official name.
His name is Macbeth.
Yeah, it's not. It's
Like if I go onto the freaking like National Archives,
it's still yeah. No,
like,
you'll find a lot
okay,
of Macbeths.
Macbeth.
Yeah, but they spell it with a capital B, not MACBETH BC
Well, MCB.
BTH Betch.
It's Macbeth.
I put a C in there.
You know, I didn't even notice.
So Macbeth is the play is MACBETH.
BETH, yeah.
Yeah, whereas Macbeth nowadays is spelled
MC?
MCBF
Yeah. Macbeth.
BF
BF.
BF.
Macbeth.
So look, if you put in Macbeth, it will come up with all one word. It will come up with the play.
Yeah.
You put MC Beth.
Yeah. MC. Alex. MC DJ Beth.
You put in MC Beth. Oh no, it comes up with Macbeth as well.
Yo.
But
if
no,
Alex, if I can find someone called Macbeth, I would marry the shit out of him.
Gavin, is McFly a surname?
Alex, it is McFly. It is a surname. Because
No, it's a band.
the people, it's a job. They used to do fly fishing. And then they got a Mac.
You know the former Scottish leader, Alex Salmond.
Oh, yeah, salmon.
Do you think he was a fisherman then, Alex Salmond? They got good
Probably,
salmon.
probably. The salmon, they got salmon from the North English Sea.
I felt this
You know
is
what? We've gone completely
no,
off
just
topic.
going back to movies, but
Okay,
I'm going to
cool.
stay in the same subject, right?
Okay, yeah.
I was thinking, who the hell is not?
No, KN.
No, because you got Nottingham
Yeah.
and you've got Notting Hill, and the ing means child of, right?
Someone's called Not.
Yeah, there's someone called Not, like Watford. There's other Watts out there.
Yeah. Is there what?
Yeah, Watford.
Yeah, no, but is there other Watts? That's what I was thinking. Yeah, no, going back
Yeah,
to your Not.
what
Who's
is
the
a
Not?
common name?
Who's Not?
Who's not? Anyway, so
That's deep, Alex.
you know how I got to that thought is because I'm looking for the real Notting Hill. Like I want to
Like, where
make
it's
that
actually-
movie of the same plot of a
Featuring
poor person
featuring
from the
actual-
street and a famous person from out there in the world
Yeah.
hook up, and the world is like getting in the way of things.
Mm.
But
Yeah. It's quite a common.
make them
romance trope.
ethnic.
Make them ethnic.
There's no black people in Notting Hill.
Yo.
The movie.
Yo.
I don't see. I watched that film the other day to try and find people that may be like even colourful.
All right, Alex. According to Google, Wikipedia, the English name of Nottingham is Anglo-Saxon in origin.
Yeah.
A Saxon chieftain named Snot ruled an area
It was
known
called
as
Snottingham, yeah.
Nottingham
Yeah, it was called
in
Snottingham.
Old English, the homestead of Snot's people.
Snot's people.
Some authors derive Nottingham from Snottinga and
yeah.
Hampstead, and this has nothing to do with the English form. So there you go, Snot. From
Yeah. So
Snot's
who's
people.
Snot? Who's Snot?
It was a chieftain.
Snot.
Anglo-Saxon chieftain.
No. So if you put in Chief Snot,
Yeah, Chief Snot.
what does that
Anglo-Saxon.
come up with?
Chiefs Snot.
Snottingas.
Okay, so Alex, have you watched anything? Sorry, guys, we can't talk more about adolescence. Hopefully, I'll watch it next time before.
Yeah, we'll try
I
and
don't
make it
really
a-
want to watch sad shit right now, so
No.
I've been avoiding sad shit. Alex, what have you watched? You tell me.
I tell you what, I've been watching, and
Alex, all right, sultry jazz radio show host.
Catherine, you gotta get a radio voice together.
Okay, sorry.
That's beautiful. You hit it straight away. Okay, sorry. Hey, my name's Kat.
No, Alex, it's not that deep.
You got the voice of the woman from Warriors.
Which one? The one of the prostitutes?
The radio voice on
Oh,
Warriors.
Right, yeah.
Come out to play, eh?
No, the one with the really big teeth.
Yeah, but she's a famous
Barney
actress.
Guy. Yeah, she is. Anyway, going back to what you've watched.
Yes. So I watched the first 6-7 episodes of Born Again Daredevil.
I'm gonna tick that one off the list. Okay, yeah, tell me about it. So let's just like set a scene. The snapping has happened, yeah.
I don't mention it in this.
Okay, so this is the Netflix Daredevil, now fully incorporated in Disney's
Yeah,
massive.
because a couple of weeks
MCU.
ago, I'm sure we spoke about like the incident was mentioned, and No, this film, sorry, TV show, it starts off with a tragic, you lose a big character and it's heartbreaking, and it cuts to like a few years later or something like that. And Fisk, the Kingpin, is going for mayor of New York.
Oh my God.
And
Eric Adams.
what?
No, I was just thinking about the current mayor and how shit he is, and how he was also part
Do
of
you
the
think
purple.
Fisk will free Luigi?
Yeah.
Would Fisk free Luigi?
He would give him a thing and then put him out the back door and make him an assassin. That's what he would do. That's what Fisk would do with Luigi Mangione.
So there's been a few
Turn him
things
into assassin.
that has happened since the end of whatever the last thing they did.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it was the Immortals or whatever they had, or
Eternals.
Eternals, or whatever the show they had. That could have been a better show, man.
Well, the movie Eternals.
No, the one they did, the street level one.
Defenders.
Yeah.
Okay, so the one with Daredevil, Nick. You can shoot me, I'm fine.
Cage.
No.
Luke Cage.
Iron Fist.
Yeah.
Luke Cage and
Daredevil.
what's her face? That chick.
Sarah Parker?
No.
Jessica Parker.
No.
Jessica Jones.
Yes.
Wow, for like just
What's
bare
happened?
girls' names.
Shit,
like
Dude.
Sarah Parker.
If you said Britney, I would have walked out.
Britney
I'd be like,
Parker.
I'm done, Alex. I'm
Britney
through.
Spears.
I'm through. I'm done.
Sarah Spears.
I'm done. I'm through.
No. Yeah, so no. After how they left it with Netflix, and I feel like there was a few narrative issues with the Netflix show, and I feel that it's been cleaned up. This show is so much different but the same. It's kept very much the same energy, and it's not very, there's no exposition because you can just go and watch it on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
The previous shows, and they are very different in terms of format.
Yeah.
But like the structural narrative, like there was one episode that was just a bank robbery.
Oh.
Yeah, just a bank robbery.
Set inside the bank.
Yeah, it's inside the bank, and it could have been its own self-contained Daredevil. He hasn't put the costume on.
Oh, even now? Well, you're episode 7, right?
Yeah, I think he just put it on.
Okay, and what is it, like 8 episodes, 12? Or what's
I don't know.
okay, so you're up to date.
But I watched the last episode yesterday. But like, I'm not sure when it's coming out because it came out with 3 episodes and then we stopped.
I hate when they do that.
And they did another 3 episodes.
Like pick.
And the cameo from Punisher was great.
Yeah, I heard good things.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's just a lot of build up. You know how this show, a lot of build up, but with different plots and stuff. I'm still not sure what the mayor line is about.
Where they're going with it.
Yeah, whether he's going to be more criminal or more. Because the further it gets, the more he's going back to the old Fisk and trying to fight the old Fisk, but still maintaining everything. The peripheral characters, I don't think we've got too much of them. It's just mostly Fisk and Daredevil and what they observe in life. The mid-season storyline was very good. We had this guy called the White Tiger who he's defending for being a vigilante.
Okay.
And then that spurred on the corrupt cop storyline. So you got multiple storylines. You're getting new bad guys. You're getting new protagonists. I think they might write a new characters out of it. You know what I'm saying? Which is like nicely done because you get another character's origin story in another TV show, which they used to do in comic books quite nicely.
Yeah.
So I'm enjoying it. I'm on the edge of my seat every episode.
That's good.
When you do get fights, they're visceral. You're like,
powerful.
It's a mixture
It's
of
well filmed.
It's a mixture of like Bourne times of not too much shaky camera, but visceral. Sometimes you're there. Sometimes you feel like you got punched.
Yeah.
Sometimes the violence is so mad that you're like, oh my God, he's not walking out for that.
You know what's kind of interesting? Like, we were really into Daredevil when it first came out, and you got me into it because you showed me that one scene. The
second
in the
episode.
Corridor. Yeah, you showed me that scene in the corridor.
But then they just start doing corridor fights.
Yeah, because that was such a... And then I got into it because I was like, I don't give a fuck about Daredevil because, no offense, all I can think about is
changed the world.
Yeah, Ben Affleck. I'm like, fuck that shit. I remember what they gave us before. So, like, I wasn't it, but you showed me how it was choreographed, and I really enjoyed it. And I really liked
more
the
down
actor
to earth and more visceral.
Stardust. So I really like that actor. So I was like,
yeah.
love it. Let's get
Charlie
something.
Slough? No, that's the...
I was gonna say Hunnam for a sec.
Yeah, I was gonna say that as well. I just don't not him.
But you know, he's a really good actor.
Charlie Hunnam.
No, it's not Charlie Hunnam. Well, Charlie Hunnam, I think he's, you know what happens when certain actors are just, what's up?
I don't even like his English accent, and he's English.
Right. No, certain actors who get, not typecast, but they get so into a role, they're practically going method, and they haven't got out of it. Just like the actor who played Elvis, the last actor who played Elvis.
Yeah.
He got so into it that after Elvis, in interviews and stuff, he's still giving Elvis. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's what
I feel Charlie Hunnam stuck in Sons of Anarchy days.
DiCaprio does that. DiCaprio plays 3 or 4 films where he has to have a strong American accent or something.
Yeah.
And like he stays that guy.
Yeah, he does.
And like, you know, maybe too close.
Too close. So, all right, would you highly recommend to our
His name's Charlie
5
Cox,
listeners?
by the way. Charlie Cox.
Charlie Cox, really?
Yeah. Daredevil's Charlie Cox.
Wow, great name.
Guys,
It's a superhero name. Do you feel that, would you recommend this to our 5
I'm
listeners?
recommending it to you.
So, yeah, is that yes then?
Yes. And I don't think, I think you should watch the original shows because they're worth watching anyway.
Oh, wait,
But,
well.
The Daredevil.
Yeah.
Daredevil and Punisher.
Wait. Season 1, Daredevil, yes. Season 2, Daredevil, yes. What's his face with the bullets?
Punisher.
No, Nick, what's Luke Cage.
Okay,
Season 1.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, 100% yes. And the Punisher. Season 1. That's it. Don't watch the rest of them. Don't watch the rest of them. Everyone's like, Kat, why don't you say Jessica Jones? Because that actress looks good, can't act. Sorry. Kills it. The only good bit about that was, what's his face? The old Doctor Who.
Dr. Tennant. Dr. Tennant.
Dr. Tennant.
Dr. Tennant.
Dr. Tennant.
David Tennant got a
does
boo-boo.
an amazing job in that.
Now, I would say I never gave it a chance because it just seemed too dark, always shot at night, no daytime shots. I'm like, I'm done with... that's why I didn't like the first Batman films. Did you ever see Batman in the day in those films? Or anything in the day?
No.
Like, it felt like it was nighttime the whole time.
That's the whole point of Batman. He comes out at night. Batman doesn't come out in the day.
Yeah, but
that's Superman's
crime
time.
doesn't stop. Crime doesn't sleep.
Crime doesn't stop. Alex, you said it twice. That was perfect. Crime doesn't stop. Crime doesn't sleep. But no offense, Alex. I'm more likely to get robbed at night than I am in the day.
Yeah. More likely to get robbed.
So
but like,
that's when Batman comes out. You can't have Batman walking around in a full-ass black suit and trying to camouflage in the sun. In
let's just do this quickly. Batman Returns. There's barely any Batman in it. It is
Batman Returns.
It is the Penguin,
Oh,
Catwoman.
Right. You see a lot of Batman.
And the other guy.
They
create a bad guy.
Christopher Walken.
Yeah,
just mayor. Christopher Walken, evil mayor.
Yeah, what was it with Batman? What was his?
So you had the Penguin, you had Catwoman, and evil mayor.
Evil mayor, and then like I couldn't suspend belief for how they hacked his car. Like, where did they get technology to hack his car? And then like, anyway, yeah.
Was it those ice skaters from the Penguin who hacked his, like, took his windscreen?
I'm sure there was the same ice skaters for Arnold Schwarzenegger with Mr. Freeze.
Definitely. And let me tell you this, all right? The best, Alex, I stand on 10 toes.
Max
the
Schreck.
best Batman villains, okay?
Yeah.
At the top is what's his face?
Kevin,
R.I.P. You know who I'm talking about.
Joker, Dark Knight.
Yes.
Do you reckon that's the best Batman villain?
Best Batman villain.
Okay.
Second, fucking Arnie. Mr. Freeze. Second villain. Easily. Second villain. I'm sorry.
Keep going.
Third's up for debate. Because I really did like Two-Face, but I thought he hammed it up too much. Tommy Lee Jones was a bit much. You know, it was a bit much. So actually, I'm going to say third is the new Riddler in Batman. You know, the Twilight Batman.
I don't even remember.
He is such a good villain.
Twilight Batman.
Twilight Batman. The whole storyline was brilliant, and he was an amazing, like, scarecrow hypnosis dude. So yeah.
Well, who played him?
The really tall guy from. Do you remember Girl Next Door? He's actually like a serious actor now.
Oh, that guy, yeah, because he did lots of kid shit. It's always bride, never the bride.
The nerdy dude.
Nerdy dude.
He was really fucking good. Like, really good.
Dano. It's kind of hurtful when you see someone like that that's like, I loved you as a child actor, but now you're a bad guy all the time.
Yeah, you're like, ooh.
Do you know who does that to me? It does that to me. Two for Grace. Like,
Two for Grace.
The only person to get out of the 70s show with any kind of like normal
But he
shit.
can't be a good bad guy because he still looks like Two for Grace.
He still feels like that kid next door.
Yeah, he does.
That's an incel. Listen, too much agitate.
Do you know what I mean? Too much agitate. And he was in what, Predators? Do
That's what I'm saying. He was the main bad guy.
Serial killer.
Like, serial killer came out right at the end.
Yeah, and it's like, I knew there was something wrong with you. You say you're a surgeon, but I don't trust you, man.
Like, everyone got sent to that planet for bad reasons.
Oh my god. Bad reasons, but they all had hearts of gold, except for two for Christ.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, thanks for that, Alex. Just really quickly bounce off what you were saying in terms of Daredevil. Do you think, like, loads of information came out about the MCU going forward? Do you think Daredevil is going to be pinnacle in the new revamping of the MCU, or do you think they're just feeding fans?
I want them to stop using him as, like, this lawyer that shows up every time a superhero gets in trouble, like in She-Hulk.
Yeah.
But I think that he is the most solid character they have at the moment.
Yeah.
Captain America, I've not seen any. Have you seen Brave New World yet?
Yeah, I did.
Cool. But, like,
it was a really long therapy session. It was. I can say that from the depth of myself. It was a very long therapy session.
No, that's what I'm saying. I can't bring myself to watch it yet. So,
because you haven't seen, like, Captain America and the Falcon, there's no point in watching it.
What do you mean? I did see it.
Did you? The TV show?
Yeah.
You watched it?
Yeah, we talked about it.
Yeah, I feel like you said I don't want to watch it.
Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, that one, yeah.
Yeah, I watched the whole thing.
Wow.
And it made no sense still. that light-skinned brother, what was his point?
What light-skinned brother?
The guy...
Which guy?
You said you watched it just now.
I'm asking you, who are you talking about?
One of the main antagonists at the first few episodes.
Oh, the girl, the mixed race girl.
No, the guy.
I know you're talking about.
The guy who looks like Doc Brown.
Doc Brown.
You know Doc Brown, right?
Yeah.
I've seen him everywhere the last, like, 4 or 5 days.
I'm just glad he's alive, because he's getting old, man.
Not Doc Brown from fucking...
Which Doc Brown are you talking about?
Zadie Smith's brother.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Type it in your fucking computer now.
I thought you were talking about Back to the Future.
I said light-skinned brother. I don't mean dying brother. I don't mean...
He didn't say how light.
Didn't say how light.
Oh, yeah, I put Dr. Brown. I got some... I got some random guy.
Right, sorry, I'm going to die.
Zadie Smith.
Zadie Smith's brother.
Okay. All right, yeah. I'm going to be so embarrassed when I'm like, oh, that guy. Ben Bailey Smith. Oh, yeah, I think I know who you're talking about. I haven't seen him in a lot of things.
Everyone used to get him mixed up with... I just put Doc in, and it's there. Do you know what I'm talking about, Gavin?
I think so. Let me move this around so you can see who I'm looking at. This dude. Yeah, same dude. Oh, his name is actually Doc.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
But, like, so basically, he gets pissed off when people call him Reggie Yates.
Reggie Yates. Why would people mix him up with Reggie Yates? They look completely different. See, that's just racist.
You call him generic black guy.
Oh, shit, my part is dying. I just realised. Oh, dear. I need to water everything. Generic black guy.
I didn't... And what happened was they gave him a stupid white suit at the end of it, and he looks stupid.
Yeah. I think we expect more, but, you know, it's hard to expect more when we... Yeah, it's hard to expect
Who would you have wanted to be the Captain America? Who would you wanted to take up that mantle at the end of Endgame?
I personally, because they hadn't introduced the MCU in terms of the multiverse yet.
Yes.
I would have preferred the role to have been left empty, and then for them to use a character from a different multiverse. Yeah. I would prefer that, and kept the same actor.
Yeah.
But almost like he's like fresh from the 1940s again, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, I would have liked that, and I don't know, a 1940s which had the war, but it was going terribly or something. So it's still like an army sort of.
Wow, a bit hardened, a bit more grizzly.
Yeah, I would have almost like not a Wolverine, but like a darker version of Captain America. One whose morals are not like save the day. It's more like I need to save my group, and that means if y'all gotta die, you gotta die. You know.
Yeah,
so I would prefer that. I think
that's interesting.
I think he would have, like, the guy who plays Falcon. I think he's such a good actor, Andrew Mackie. Yeah. I freaking love him.
But there's expectations on him being.
And the problem is they keep wrapping him around that I'm a therapist. I've come out of the war and I'm a better person. I want to make everyone a great person. I'm like, I need you to deal with what's going on and say, you're a bad guy. You need to get there's repercussions for your actions.
Captain America just put his hood on and ran at it.
Yeah.
He didn't try and talk
it out.
He did.
There was no like, let's sit down and have a cup of tea.
He led by example.
Yeah.
He led by example.
But I think a modern version of Captain America should actually talk it out. But I think that's too developed for the cinema. I think that's more of a TV show thing. I think they should have done that in the TV show. But I feel like they didn't. And then they wrapped it around with the whole race, and it became like more about race than about the actual role.
No, I think he needs to be a superhero with superpowers.
Yeah, maybe they should have given him the...
He needs superpowers, whether by accident or by... He needs to upgrade. The problem is, he is the weakest Captain America because he doesn't have the ability to go toe-to-toe with someone that's superpowered.
Yep.
To take a beating, hit a wall...
Can't take a smack from the Hulk,
go through a wall. So enemies have to be
I don't know
human
how
level.
He fought this Hulk. I don't know how he fought the Red Hulk. The Red Hulk's meant to be Hulk supered up. I'm like, you took a smack from the Red Hulk? There should be a hole in your body where your organs were.
And I don't even want to talk about Harrison Ford.
I don't know. I feel like he's run out of money because he's done a lot of really bad things in the last, not bad things like in the world bad, but bad movies in the last
He and
5
Bruce
years.
Willis have phoned in every single
Bruce Willis, he said, I've retired. And here's my likeness. I'm going to sell it to you if you want to use it. But I've retired. Because medically, he's had to, remember?
Yeah, he's had to, yeah.
Yeah.
But like the last 10 films he's done, he really hasn't tried.
But I feel like that's in the sense of, I've written it off. I'm just going out into the sun. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Whereas Harrison Ford has come back. He's come back and is trying to take up his old roles and do almost cameos as his old character and trying to get the same accolades. Nah, mate. No one cares about Indiana Jones 5. That was one of the worst movies of last year. I mean,
I still haven't seen it.
Alex.
It wasn't Crystal Skull.
Alex, yes. Look me in the eye. Look me in my eye.
Me eye.
Alex.
Go say hi. Me hi. Look at me hi.
Alex. It was Dungeons and Dragons 2000 bad.
No.
But with a really souped up budget.
No. Wait. Did they go Africa?
Yeah, for 5 minutes. And it's always like, like Morocco, somewhere. Yeah.
That TikTok of loads of people going,
like
Arabic movie.
Welcome, my friend. It was very much like, we're going to Morocco because there's a card game that we need to like get some information for to get to where there's secret places to get the thing. It's that type of thing. That's the only reason they were in Africa because, what's her face? Like, they tried to make, what's her face? She's from Fleabag. They tried to make her big. Phoebe Waller-Bridge. They tried to make her big.
In the moment. She's in the moment.
Not, I feel really bad for saying this. She's not a Hollywood actress.
She could be, but like I
she's
think
not
she
a
needs
Hollywood
to
actress.
Be a character that
she's a stage actress or a TV BBC production actress. She's not a Hollywood actress because she is dry.
I don't think she is a lead.
She's not a lead.
I think she'd be a funny, quippy friend.
Yeah.
I think she'd be maybe a love interest that the guy didn't realize he loved at the end of the movie. She can't bring a certain gravity, and that's because I haven't seen her do it. I'm not saying she can or can't. But I'm thinking that if she worked, what's her actress's name? Anyway,
Phoebe Waller-Bridge, because she is, daughter of Lord la la la.
No, I think I've met someone exactly like her before.
She reminds me of Daisy Ridley.
Yes,
no. Alex, yes.
No.
That classic British, I'm really good on stage.
No, she's got a Plantagenet face. She looks straight out of like
Alex, stop it.
Richard III, like my parents are cousins, sort of thing, right?
Charles III.
No, we don't speak ill of the king.
We don't speak about the king.
Let's speak ill of the king.
Alex.
Sorry.
Alex, what is with you and women with big chins? What is with you and women with big or unusual chins? I
want one girl with a big chin.
Alex, Drew Barrymore. All the people who've listened to our podcast over the years, the way you slammed off Drew Barrymore because of her chin. And now that little girl from Last of Us who has the same sort of like, 1066 face.
My girl from Jorah's niece.
Yeah, she's got like she has got a
Jorah the Explorer's niece.
Battle of Hastings sort of face.
Yes, it's a Plantagenet, isn't it?
Yeah, but like she's got the chin, and you hate women with chins.
do you mean? My ex-girlfriend had the chin of doom. Cover your face.
Anyway,
I wish we were live.
Should we go back to the TV show? So, Alex, thanks for that. All right, so we'll check out things.
Can I tell you a little anecdote?
Is it my go?
Yeah, but no, it's my go.
Alice, you just did Daredevil.
You just did whatever that was.
Yeah. What was what?
Captain
What was
America,
what?
Brave New World.
I've not said shit. I was reminding you of what I said beforehand. I wanted to talk to you about news in the MCU right now. Sorry, you were going to say something.
No, I want to tell you a story. It was sort of...
Okay. Do you want to tell the story or should I move on to the news that's just come out?
It's only like... yeah, go no.
Okay, so MCU news that's just come out. First is Spider-Man. So the new Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. The new title is Beyond the Spider-Verse, and this has been released in the last 24 hours.
It's not MCU?
Yeah.
Sony?
Well, adjacent. They're still working together in terms of the Spider-Man verse.
No, that's just totally Sony.
Either
the
way,
cartoon
comic
one.
book, Sony, freaking Beyond the Spider-Verse. That's
Yeah.
what they're calling it. Coming out in 2026 or 7.
I'm done.
No, it's actually totally worth it. So that's
No,
fun.
it was a great film, great cartoon, but like, if you're doing 2 pieces, start making the next bit before you finish the last bit.
That's true. I give that. But there's also the fact that Spider-Man, the Tom Holland, they're having Spider-Man 4. The ginger from Stranger Things, I want to say her name is Casey something. She's been cast in the role. They haven't given her her character name out yet. People may think it's Gwen Stacy, but it is Tom Holland post everyone forgetting who he is. So he's gone back to roots,
Sadie Sink is her name.
Cool, Sadie. They've gone back to grassroots level Spider-Man.
I thought you meant Barb.
Oh, Bob. What, Bob from Stranger Things? You fucking hate Bob.
I thought you loved Barb.
You hated Bob.
No, I thought you was talking about Barb.
No. I was talking about Max. Max.
Yeah. Now I know it was just Max, but
I forgot Barb had ginger hair. Yeah.
It's like Barb was the most viral person for like a week.
She really was. I think.
Free Barb, save Barb.
Oh man.
What about Barb?
Yeah. What about Bob?
What about Barb?
What about Bob? Avenge Bob.
Avenge Barb.
Yeah, because you know what? As that friend, and I've been that friend who's gone with a friend who wants to then make out with some next year, and you're just left. It's
third wheel.
I could have been eaten by the.
Can we just did a holiday where you was like ultimate third wheel? Come in.
Why don't you say third wheel? I always think about the fucking Trotters van.
Kathleen, everyone's Robert Reliant.
Every time.
Robin Reliant,
I'm
I think it's called.
No income tax, no VAT.
I've seen someone take that on a corner and just like...
The whole paint on the side is gone.
Do you know, it was just basically a moped.
It was. Or, one of those things where...
A tuk-tuk.
Yes. Tuk-tuk. It was in Peckham, right? It was in Peckham.
It was set in Peckham, but
oh man,
I remember
so
seeing
good.
one, Kevin. Well, first time I saw one was down here, outside this very house we're recording, and it's taken a left, and I'm like, it's gonna fall, it's gonna fall, and the wheel comes off the ground, and it was fine, he saved it.
Oh man, that was such a good show. Oh my god, such a good show.
That's the second time it's come up today in my conversations.
And so MCU wise, the shows that are coming out. So Doomsday, they've announced the rest of the cast.
Doomsday, isn't that
Avengers Doomsday.
Oh, okay.
So
wait, pause.
Yeah.
Why would they do that if Doomsday is specifically a Warner Brothers DC thing?
It's not a Warner Brothers DC thing.
No, Doomsday is a character from Warner Brothers.
Oh, they're calling it Doomsday.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because Alex, they're throwing the hat back in the ring. MCU versus Warner Brothers. Because Warner Brothers, funny enough, are doing better.
They are.
Since they caught what's his face, the director of Guardians. Since they have him now leading the
Zach.
No,
the one.
James Gunn.
James
Since
Gunn,
they have James Gunn leading the way, and he's stripped it clean. Everyone's excited about the new Superman this year. Supergirl's been announced for next year. All these amazing directors are coming out and they're taking on bigger characters. It's looking really good.
Cap. I would never start a Superman trailer with him whistling for a dog.
I would every time, every fucking time.
The problem is, right? When they brought those characters out, they were trying to expand franchises, and you can't take them seriously because they're like, who wants to watch Superdog? Like,
why not?
It's like a gimmick character that's become. Do you know like Cyclops when they did him as a man with a goatee and thing? It's sort of disturbing in the same costume.
You know, it reminds me of Howard the Duck. You know, that kind of a meme character who then they took further and made it reality. Yeah. But I think the whole Superman thing is gonna come out really well because they're doing Superman,
the super family.
But actually based off like the comic in terms of the morals, in terms of like who he is, and son of Krypton, and it's not. I've just fallen from the sky and found my mum and dad. It is like bang. He is a reporter. He is Lois Lane. This is Superman. So
has the Flash fucked this all up or something, or is there like? The Flash movie.
Oh yeah. Well, Flash. Oh yeah, the Flash film.
Was that done? Was that universe channel? Or did you change the whole timeline?
He's done nothing. They just went snip. Well, let's not talk about that. New people. So they're not even going to bring any of that up.
The DCEU is now dead.
Well, I think they're calling it the DC extended something. The DCEU is dead.
Yeah, now it's the DCGU.
Yeah, something else. I can't remember what it's called.
DC Gun Universe.
Yeah, the DC Gundam. That's what it is. Gundam. So those are the things. So the Doomsday film, I think, is a two-parter.
Yeah.
They've just announced the cast, and X-Men are coming back.
Yes, coming back.
Yes,
they weren't anywhere. What do you mean?
The MCU are finally introducing the X-Men,
and they're
introducing the X-Men. They're not introducing the First Class. They're introducing 1990 something X-Men.
X-Men 96.
I think it was 96. I feel
94. 94 X-Men.
No, it was 2001 or something.
Or the Black Leather X-Men.
Yes, Black Leather X-Men.
Fuck them.
Yeah, but without the women, which is a bit weird.
Can I just say?
Except for Mystique. So we've got the original Mystique.
No.
We've got Ian McKellen. Patrick Stewart hasn't been announced, which is weird. But we've got.
I heard he was announced. I don't know. I heard he was back.
Is
for
he
2
back?
movies.
I don't know. We've got, funny enough, Gambit, but it's the Gambit, last year's Gambit. What's his face? Magic Mike Gambit.
Magic Mike with the cards.
We've got
Magic Mike with cards.
Magic Mike with the cards. We've got James Marsden. So the first Cyclops.
Cyclops, yeah.
We've got the Scottish dude is
so they're all going to die in this movie because they're all too old to play these roles.
I don't know. But it's Doomsday or is it Secret
so
Wars?
No Jean Grey. No Jean Grey.
They're doing the Secret Wars film. No Jean Grey. No Storm. I'm like, where's the women? Except for Mystique. Where's the women, people?
Because they're going to make Mystique the leader of the gang or something like that. You see how they did it with the new class? They're like, that actual franchise of the new class into maybe the last X-Men film. They were right, weren't they? Up until the Apocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Yeah, until Apocalypse. Days of Future Past was amazing. But it's just some MCU moves. Jay and Silent Bob are coming to Call of Duty. That's interesting. Didn't see that come in.
Did you see that last movie they did?
No. Oh yeah, I did. I did see the last one. It's like Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Yeah.
That was
that's the one we watched when we were kids.
Yeah, I like that one.
And then it was Jay and Silent Bob Returns or something like that.
Yeah, but then you see like their kids and stuff. It was quite good.
It was good as a family sort of like look at what we've done sort of thing. But I'm sort of like, man, one of those guys just stand outside the.
Okay, so that's what it looks like, Alex.
Disney Marvel schedule.
Yeah, they just updated the font, but yeah, that's what it's. Doomsday.
It's just gonna be Doom.
Yeah, it's good. It's all about Doom, really. Halle Berry is close to finalising her deal, so possibly she's returning.
I'm looking up the Marvel schedule.
And Spider-Man's called Brand New Day. The new Spider-Man 4. Okay, let's.
They're playing that one last day. Do you know One Last Day? If when the world changes, forgets him.
Yeah,
because
it's based off that way. So the world forgets him. Yeah,
because in the Civil War, he comes out for Iron Man makes him come out as who he is, and then I think he loses someone, or someone dies, and he gets one last day with them remembering him, and then deletes it. I can't remember how it went, but it was like
that's deep, man.
But this is when Spider-Man was going bald and everything. He was just walking around with a bald head.
I love that version of Spider-Man.
Well, and this is after he was a clone. I thought he was a clone. Just didn't know he wasn't a clone. I'm trying to look at the schedule.
Because last night, I think there was like a Cineworld con or something.
Oh, wow.
All this stuff got released.
Toy Story 5, Shrek 5. Any new franchises there? I can't see them.
Oh, right. So we've got, what's it face? Clayface? Clayface. We've got Hunt for Gollum.
Unforgotten.
Yeah, Supergirl.
Supergirl.
Yeah, Toy Story 5. Alex, Hail Mary by Andy Weir. So that's another like out in space sort of thing. Fast and Furious Part 2. I think the Minions. Oh, the new film with Mandalorian and Grogu.
Yo.
Jumanji 3. Hunger Games, a prequel. The Odyssey. But that's what's his face? Christopher Nolan's Odyssey. Mario Bros 2, Street Fighter, Scream 7, Alex Masters of the Universe.
Wait, is there a Blade? Is there a Black Panther?
Blade got wiped. Blade got wiped fully.
Is that because of that one cameo?
I don't know.
I love the way that everyone thought that Ryan Reynolds and Wesley Snipes didn't like each other after that Blade Trinity movie.
That's quite interesting.
So wait, wow! I reckon he could still play.
So Wakanda, it looks like Wakanda's coming back.
Wakanda's back.
Wakanda's back, baby.
Wonder Man, no, Wonder Man.
A
Wonder Man,
Alex,
Pa.
we need to get through these reviews. Come on, what time is it? I'm a Wonder Man, Dad. Pa, let me just get my water.
I'm a Wonder Man. I'm a Wonder Man, Father. So far we're on 56 minutes. No, I have a cream soda. I'm just, do you know, I think I'm fatigued. I think it's like I want to do more of my life. I want to see an epic movie, and I feel like I have to make it. So I'm
probably. I'll be there for you, Alex.
I'll be there.
So, do you want to? All right.
So what else did I write down? I'll tell you to write down. We got to do it fast. Like,
hold on.
3, 2, 1. How about that?
Oh my God!
Do
Black
it.
people come together.
Oomph.
Okay, so
Clapping hands.
Clapping hands for
Hey,
Jesus.
let me see this.
Okay,
basic,
Interior
didn't I?
Chinatown.
I'm on the last episode, and I still don't know.
You can't read my handwriting. It kills me. You used to be able to read my handwriting, Alex. What happened?
So I'm gonna put upside
It's
down.
not hieroglyphics.
I can read it sideways. Read it backwards. No. What did I say? Invincible season 3. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, let's go. I still haven't watched it.
It's a marked improvement from the last season.
Yeah.
Not so much filler, but still filler.
How many episodes?
8.
Okay, so
And they released them in batches.
Mm-hmm.
The first batch and then weekly, but like most of it was done by the time the first batch come out. You know what I mean? I feel that instead of putting money into Rings of Power, you put money into this show. Because it will cost them markedly less. You're just paying people's wages rather than CGI guys. I think CGI guys are the biggest rip-offs in the world at the moment.
I think they are, because every film needs them, or every TV show needs them.
But the amount of money you're paying them is the same as if you hired the scene and just filmed there and moved everyone there, paid for the travel, everything. That is the same, because the films aren't getting more expensive. I don't know how the CGI, if you're cutting out that cost, why does the film still cost that much?
Because I'm not in the industry, I can't honestly say.
No, there's people.
But I feel like there's a certain nuance to being able to not take everyone to the dunes of the Sahara to film that one scene that you need, when you can do it by computer and keep everyone in America. You don't have to deal with customs. You don't have to deal with shipping or traveling or schedules.
I had that same thought. You know, I was watching Witcher again last night with a friend. He never seen
season 1?
Yeah, season 1.
I fucking love season 1. Alex! Yeah? I've watched season 1.
But like season 2 just felt like in one studio.
Season 2 was such a worst.
That was a COVID show because it had one set. It felt like one set. Nothing else happened outside in the world.
Dead.
No traveling to nowhere.
Dead. I can't remember season 3. Can't remember.
I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it because then the Netflix household thing. I was like, I can't be.
I don't know what it's about.
Might just start watching it now. So what I'm saying, my point was that. What was you talking about? Fuck.
Witcher. You talking about Witcher?
Yeah, but what was the subject before?
I don't know. We're talking about Disney episodes, Interior Chinatown. You were talking about stuff.
No, I didn't say interior. I changed the subject. Give me the paper back. What did I pick? I picked Invincible and budget.
Yes. Money,
budget.
CGI, how much they spend on it, and how you could take everyone there.
Wow, I just lost it. Anyway, so all I know is that I started watching Witcher again. This is Invincible review.
All right,
I started watching Witcher again, and the the pacing and everything of it was so well done,
Yeah.
and I really enjoyed it. And I'm still trying to find out what I'm thinking of. Anyway, back to Invincible.
CGI.
You know, it was just CGI, but it was the narrative and everything else.
The flow was so good.
I think Invincible this year was much better. I felt like you didn't get like wasted episodes, even the ones that weren't plot. They were very good and well made, even with new bad guys and what's happening with peripheral characters. I do like seeing some of the peripheral characters. It's not just Invincible. I do like how they've developed the world a bit more. It's very nice to see each person going through their own existential bullshit, blah, blah, blah. Really well. But it got about 5 minutes into the story of the world. Like, every bad guy from last season and the season before come back to have their own episode. Right? So we don't get any further because he has to fight. And then, like, you know, he's supposed to be invincible, but he's getting battered more than he was.
Every time. He gets blood everywhere.
And I don't mind. It creates some adversity in that. And
yeah, because that's the thing about Superman. You can't fuck him up.
You can. You can fuck with Superman.
It's very, very rare. You have to be from Krypton.
Or not have the sun as your
You have to put him in like a white
battery.
Yeah, you got to lower his battery.
But I think this show, I think at certain episodes it developed, at certain episodes it felt slow because I feel that there's still a lot to tell, or there's not enough to tell and you're filling out the space. You know, I don't see it landing in the right space.
I thought you would have much more complimentary things to say about this show, but you've been really pumping it for ages, and to get season 3 so quickly after season 2, after the gap between season 1 and 2,
not lose quality,
it's very fucking hard.
But it didn't get anywhere still.
So it's basically, this is a filler season.
No, because actually you might be right. I think there's an impending doom from the end of the first season. That it's like, I didn't mind the White Walkers not turning up until the second from last episode of Game of Thrones, because it wasn't about the White Walkers. They were just an existential threat that was always coming. And by the time it came, no one was ready for it, which is still stupid, but like...
Because, no offense, we've been telling you for ages. Other people have been telling you, literally, these guys are on the other side of that wall. Yeah. And they're like, oh, the wall's going to be fine. And it wasn't fine, you know? So I hear what you mean, but it's a filler, essentially.
Yeah, I hate to call it a filler because a lot happens. Why
not call it pre-ultimate series? You know,
penultimate.
Penultimate.
That means it's the one before the last.
Yeah, one before something last happens, because that's what we're waiting for. Something's about to come, right?
Yeah. Something's about to come, but it still could be another 2 seasons before it comes.
True.
Because it's just like everyone's just turning a corner, and I feel like, I'm only saying it negatively because I'm a fan and I want to see more of it, you know, not because it's crap.
You want them to develop more,
to
add more. Yeah.
There's a few things that don't make any sense. They found this thing, like, I'll tell you, it's not a plot thing. They found this thing that can calm or subdue Invincible. It's a little ultrasonic thing, right?
Yeah, kryptonite.
Right? It's from when he fought a fish monster, right? But, like, there's nothing to say that frequency wouldn't damage humans' hearing as well. Yeah. It didn't make any sense. So everyone's just standing around there, like, and the high-pitched noise is going. And, like, why aren't you facing it? Why aren't you bothered by it? And all he needs is some cotton buds. Yeah. Like, literally, basically, when he was ill, they embedded it in him. Oh, ouch. They put a chip in his head.
Why would they do that?
They did that. And then so that
to control him?
Yeah, when he got beaten up last time,
they had him in the ICU and they put a chip in his head. Yeah. That's so deep.
It goes, and that's the plot thing. Anyway, the next time they use it, they've got it on walls.
But it's already in his head.
No, he's took it out by this point.
Oh,
but everyone else can hear it now.
But they should all be on the floor like,
Yeah.
So unless it's at a frequency that we don't hear.
There's little holes like that, and I do like the way people have grown and people have changed, and it's not a show where everyone just stays the same age and stays in the same thing and just like, all right, at the end of the episode, let's revert back to where we were before. Yeah, you know,
there's
like
depth. There's depth.
Well, it means you have to show the TV show in order, like.
Yeah.
Anyway, Kevin, that's my review for Invincible. I'm really happy with the show.
What would you give it? Like, out of
I'll still give it like a solid 7.
yeah, so it's
8.5. 8.5.
that's high, man.
A very high show. Just I start from high and then work my way down.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah. You start. It was amazing. It was the best, and then you just chip.
I chip away because
Chip away at the fat.
yeah, it's like Christopher Nolan movies. They look brilliant until you actually start to think about it.
And then you're like, wait, huh? Yeah.
How did it get me again?
I was Tom fooled.
Tom fooled.
Tom fooled.
I was Tom fooled.
I was Tom goddamn
I
fooled.
wasn't just fooled. I was Tom fooled.
What if there's a guy called Tom Fool? That's crazy. Okay, I will talk about something now, Alex.
Please.
Alexander. Okay, I'm going to talk about the one I want to talk about because I don't think we'll get to the other ones. But because this is most recent. I watched The Residents.
Say again.
I watched The Residents.
I watched The Resident.
Yeah, I think I turned away looking at
you looked at the window like,
did, I was like,
I watched The Resident. It's like, Kevin,
I watched.
I
watched.
Drink.
Okay, sorry.
Good. You watched Resident.
Yes, it's on Netflix. It's a TV show that is basically a kind of Agatha Christie whodunit.
I've heard about this. Is it Netflix, yeah?
Yeah, Netflix.
Sorry.
It's got the actress who played Crazy Eyes in Orange is the New Black. She plays this kind of, I don't know if the term is correct anymore, high-functioning autistic. I think that's the wrong term. A neurospicy detective who uncovers the truth of a murder in the White House.
Is it Uzo Duba?
Yes.
Okay.
That's her. She is really engaging. The storyline's really good. The cast is absolutely amazing. It's funny and it's really clever. I ended up just, when you sit down and like, I'm just going to watch an episode. And next thing you know, you're like, wow, next. Keep it going. The few points that I gasped, if I had pearls, I was clutching them. I really did like the fact that because of what happened, a murder, it shows different perspectives of her interviewing different people to engage the story. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it also brings the politics of it. So you've got in the present day, there's a Senate hearing.
Yeah.
And it's them telling
reflecting
the story.
on it as they're going. Yeah.
And so what the actual murder and everything going through is the past. And then they bring up like past where people were before or during the time of the murder.
Yeah.
And so it's very it's very detailed. The stories are woven really well. And I love the fact that it had Al Franken as a senator in it. He made a cameo. And I was like, yo. I was like, lad, welcome back.
Is he still alive?
Yeah, he's totally still alive. So, guys, if you don't know, Al Franken used to be a senator, but he had to step down due to sexual misconduct.
He was a comedian before that.
Yeah, he was. And there was a photo of him, like, when he was young, and there was, like, an asleep army lady, and he did, like, a honking boob motion to her, and that was taken as a picture, and someone brought it back to discredit him, and he stepped down because of it and everything. So, yeah, it was really interesting to watch as a show. I thought it made me laugh. I think there were so many great actors in it. It didn't feel hammy. Sometimes American comedies can be like really on the nose. And you're like, oh, I know what this is.
I've heard just nothing but like Agatha Christie thing on, I think, because Knives Out.
Yeah. Oh, I watched Knives Out and I was like, that's all right.
Yeah, but everyone was talking about it. Like,
yeah, they were, and I was like, it's not.
Who done it?
It's okay.
I'm sure we can find the recipe for like a proper like.
Who did do it?
No, but like everyone talks about it when they watch it. Maybe limit how long it. Like you got 24 hours to watch this.
Yeah, that would be brilliant. That's really interactive viewership.
Yeah.
I really did like this, Alex, and I hope maybe watch it online because I really did like it.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a chance. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try and watch Netflix here, and then leave it on the website until I get home.
Yeah, and see what happens.
And then put a VPN on.
Yeah, that's a banging idea.
Because it's a computer ID. Yes. If the computer's at the residence and has been a regular user, if I go back home and use the VPN from UK, I should be able to use Netflix.
Yeah, 100%.
But the other day, like I said, I was watching Witcher yesterday, and I looked at Netflix and my eyes was like, there's too many things to watch. It's just like all over the place. Films.
No, I think that was a good segue actually because Netflix have been fucking us around, Alex, for a long time.
I'm not sure.
I think they have because I think what I really don't like is the fact when I pay a monthly subscription,
yeah.
I'm expecting that I partially own what I'm watching, but actually I'm not.
Not.
I'm just paying to enter in the door. It's like a gym membership. I don't own any of the machines inside the gym, you know. And if I stop paying that membership, I don't have access to that gym. And it's the same thing with Netflix.
Yeah.
What we've done is given up buying the physical
The
products,
tapes, the DVDs,
the VHS, whatever. We haven't got those anymore.
We had Pride. You used to get a box.
Dude, I was whinging to Mr. T about the fact I used to have my DVD collection until Mum went on one of her business things, and I lost my DVD collection, and now I don't have like a stack of DVDs anymore. But you can literally go to CEX or any of those secondhand shops, and you could get a DVD for £1.
I'm more annoyed that there's things that aren't available online. Oh, I felt like watching this film.
Yes, yeah.
I haven't seen it in years.
Where is it?
And you go look for it. You have to go through 5 different services, and the ones that the company that made it have a service, but they haven't put it online.
Yes.
I just realized I was paying for Sony Core.
What the fuck is that?
It is all Sony's library.
Stop it. So is it a streaming service? Like you can click it and
Yeah,
play?
it's on your PlayStation now. On your PlayStation 5, if you go to Sony Core, yeah, it's there. I'm paying it for. It's part of my PlayStation subscription.
No, that's different. It's part of your PlayStation.
Yeah, but I didn't know it was there.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
So you've got that as a viewing.
The Spider-Mans are there. The Venoms are there.
What?
All the Sony stuff. There's some classics.
This is the problem, Alex. When we just had Netflix and maybe Prime, that was doable. There were 2 places to look for stuff.
Yeah.
That was doable. If you didn't have it, you just go to Blockbusters or someone local and just buy it. Now, every single fucking studio has their own streaming service. Like, if I want to watch Star Trek Discovery, yeah, it's no longer on Netflix. I have to go to Paramount Plus. They've got their own thing, and they're expanding on the Star Trek universe right now. I don't have access to that because I'm not paying for another streaming service. Do you know what I mean?
That's crazy. I feel already like, and so when you get there, when you're looking at places like Netflix and you're seeing there's an abundance of stuff, but like, I don't have time to like watch all the trailers for them.
Yeah.
And it's like we haven't responded to enough messages or in a group chat, and you're like, oh, I don't know what this is about anymore. I can't even engage.
Too long to read. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? When you spit out a whole bunch of stuff, it's hard to. It's just gonna walk away. It's too. It's not even broke down well in genres. When you search for something, it gives you 10 other things, even though it's still there. Some people have different things on the algorithm than I do, and I'm like, why do you have that? Why can't I watch it at my house?
Yeah.
There isn't any democracy to it.
We know what I hate the most.
What?
This is the bit I hate the most. So Netflix especially. If you watch something like fucking, I don't know, Speed. Speed. They'll, and you finish it, they'll suddenly open a new stream, a new line of, because you watched Speed, you may want to see these other ones. I'm like, I did want to see Die Hard. Why was it not already offered to me? Why did I have to watch Speed before you recommended all these other titles, that I did want to fucking watch, but I couldn't watch because it wasn't there, so I ended up watching Speed. Like, that I don't like.
And all of them, I don't think there is one good interface.
No.
Like,
they've all got problems.
1 second. Someone just removed. Sorry, I just got this mad message. No, I've got to say, when it comes down to it, the best one that's easiest to navigate, I don't know anymore.
Okay, let's look at the categories that we picked. Okay, so in terms of streaming services, we picked ones that are really funny, and let's just do a few. Best logo. Who's got the best logo?
Best logo.
One that you recognise. You're like, boom.
I think Netflix has the most identifiable one.
I'd think Disney actually, because Disney have done the classic over and then does a plus.
The plus, yeah,
which is very clever.
Then they've copied Prime with the smile doing the same thing.
That's true, but didn't Prime do this whole like step thing that moved when you opened it? It was like, and then it was like,
all right, yeah, no, it used to be, yeah. I'm trying to think. Now TVs just now.
Now TV.
Sony just said Sony Core.
I think Sony's is sweet though because it's just so crisp.
Really?
It's like ching. Yeah, Sony's is nice.
I don't like it. It just says Sony Core in plain letters.
No, I'm thinking about the Sony at the front of a movie rather than
Sony Core. It's called Sony Core.
That is such a dodgy name.
I know really because this is we're in the age of like.
Okay, let's pick who has the best
Pictures
logo?
Core. So I'm
saying Netflix.
Netflix.
I'm gonna say Disney Plus.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. All right.
About
So
that.
best user interface.
The best interface, the most smoothest, might have to be Apple Plus.
You know
TV.
what? You know. Aha.
Aha.
I give you that one. Maybe.
Coming to America.
Yeah, you're coming to America.
Aha.
Let me throw this ball at you, okay, Alex? You gotta catch it quick.
Yeah.
Do you think? I was gonna say Prime. Okay, for this reason only is the fact that they have the actors, the trivia.
Oh yes.
They've got subs, and they do subs differently. It's not just white on black or white on clear. Yeah. You can do black on white. You can do it. It's very accessible.
I would say,
and they've got all the languages as well.
Which one is this?
This is Prime.
Prime.
So I think Prime is actually better.
Prime. If you're watching, if you've gone from open Prime, selecting what you want to watch to play, I think it's perfect. Right. The only thing is finding what you want to watch.
Yeah, oh god. Search is
it used to be a top 10. It used to be continue watching. You can't find that on your first page. Okay.
Yeah. I thought it was just me. It's not there.
There's that, and then when you're sharing an account with 5 other people,
it's like Alex, you started watching it, you bastard. I have to go back. It's always, and if you didn't finish it, you didn't watch the credits. It leaves you at that bit right at the end. I'm like,
you go next episode. I didn't watch that episode. Anyway, so there's that part of it, which is like
isn't great.
First world problems.
Yeah.
Right? If I go to Disney, it's nice, it's well laid out.
Disney's the worst. I would say it's the worst.
They've categorized things.
Yes, but okay.
A bit better because they've done it by their properties.
But the thing is, for ages they didn't have next episode. When you were watching it, they didn't have next episode.
They were learning.
So you had to.
They're learning. We're talking about it today.
They're literally they copied.
Their podcast.
Now they have still learning. Yeah. Next episode.
Still learning. You're still learning. Next episode.
Next episode.
What they have is really good subtitles.
Yeah.
Audio description.
Yep.
They have that, so that's a plus for it.
I think it's clearer. It's cleaner. The actual.
Yeah. I watched.
HDDD.
I found it hard to watch Shogun. Because you either had all the subtitles or no subtitles. So you ain't getting none of the Japanese stuff when they're talking to each other. You just have to guess. Right? If I was watching it on my phone, the subtitles would come up. If I watched it on my PlayStation, it wouldn't come up.
That's bad. It's different devices. It wasn't cohesive.
But the worst thing about the Disney Plus one is it's slow.
Yes, it's slow. It is slow. Like
it's slow.
To scroll past, to look.
Yeah, I've already pressed like 4 times and now I'm into like a rom-com I didn't want to select.
Yeah. So I don't like that actually. It's slow. That
brings it right down. Like Netflix isn't slow. It may take a second to load, but it's not slow.
At all. Netflix still aren't like their geolock is still a bit flimsy. So I can like watch Netflix in Japan.
I still feel the smoothest. Too smooth. The smoothest one is the Apple. Where it's not the best.
Apple's very good. Apple is very good. But you know what?
I would say
it's on the same level. It's the same level as searchability with Prime. Like it's really hard to look for shit.
Yeah.
It's really hard to look for shit.
Like, it's like, did you mean something else you didn't say?
It's like, why are you being long? And also, they're not really clear as to what you pay for.
What is on there and what is not on there.
So I'm like, oh, you have it, brilliant. Oh wait, you want me to pay?
It'd be a good aggregator. Like I'm paying for it, and if it could actually just, I'd have to sign up to all my stuff inside the app, and so automatically go there for me. But I think it delivers good enough. The picture's always clear, and it's actually smooth.
Playing, it's good. It's just that for me, Apple's not the first one I would pick up. You know, like I would look in Now TV, I would look Disney Plus, Netflix. For that one title that I'm looking for, I would look in the usual suspects, and I would actually then Google where is it streaming in the UK, and it's like, oh, is it on Apple? And then go to Apple. You know, and I wouldn't automatically assume because Apple is still trying to kind of over there.
Yeah,
it's a latecomer.
I keep telling you about this app, Just Watch.
Yeah, Just Watch. Yeah,
and you can select all of them and what country, what universe you're in.
Which universe? Which universe?
We got to do a shout out for BBC iPlayer and ITV players.
You know what? Okay, excellent. Shout outs. Okay, so
you watch something on BBC Player?
Yeah.
Channel 4.
Channel 4. Remember Channel 4?
They started it. They were the first ones.
They were. I was watching 4OD.
4OD before people started ODing on 4s.
Then we're like, oh, maybe we should change the name.
Yeah, right. There was
literally Channel 4 had this shit.
They had
Hollyoaks. You had fucking
Skins.
You had everything.
They had even American shows. They were airing
Channel
like.
4 was the one.
IT Crowd was on. IT Crowd was on. I think it's the adverts.
Now this is the thing with Channel 4, ITV.
It was free.
It's
4D wasn't free at first off. When it became free, sorry, go on.
The adverts and in the TV shows, like, but it was very obvious because they would highlight and be like, now you're getting 30
go make
seconds
some
of
coffee,
adverts.
bitch.
Yeah, go make a tea and get a brew. Like, So yeah, you get quite a lot of shows on there, which are obviously quite local, and you know whatever you want, it is on there. I personally feel like ITV is slow. It lags. It lags because for a hot second I really got into Married at First Sight UK. Oh my god, Alex! Oh, Lord
I only watched
Jesus.
live things on there. Like I was watching
like
football and Terror Island. No, it's not Terror Island. What's the one with the
I'm a
naked
celebrity
chicks?
trying to get me out here.
No, the Love Island.
Oh, Alex. Oh yeah.
When I had a girlfriend,
Yeah.
it would be it's 10:30. Let's watch Love Island Part 2.
But I say that and I watch Married at First Sight, so I can't really say shit.
It's
Put
all...
board.
Yo, did you see the video I sent you? They're shipping Montoya and the host.
You're kidding.
Yeah, they're just doing like all the little
You know
interactions
what,
they had.
I need to throw this out into the universe, okay? This is a mini cat rant.
Cat rant. Let me.
I really think there's certain parts of the fandom that I've been a part of since back in the day when your computer was the only computer we had in the household. Everyone had their time, like, you know.
Legendarium.
Yeah. And there's certain things that I knew and that were fandom only knowledge.
Yeah.
And now that the rest of the world knows it, I just get like hives running up me. And the fact you use the term shipping, I'm like, oh no. It kills me.
I'm using it in that term, of those people that would be in that space.
You're using it right.
Yeah, in that space.
But you're using it correct. But you should even know about it. Do you know what I mean? There's certain parts of the internet I'm like, I would never want my brother to know that, like, you know, I'm neck body deep in this part over here, which has X, Y, and Z. Do you know what I mean?
I was using the right vernacular.
You
talking
were
to the right crowd.
Yeah, that's what kills me. You should never know these things.
Kevin, I should know everything because I'm all-knowing being.
Okay, Ultron.
Ultron?
Yes, Ultron.
Wow, the worst bad guy in the worst movie.
No, I wasn't thinking about the movie. I was thinking comic book.
Okay, you're bringing it back, saving yourself.
Yeah, saving myself.
Who did the voice of Ultron?
I want to say someone British. And
it wasn't a Jarvis
like
voice
Ralph
though.
Fiennes sort of thing. Like he could have been.
I think it was an American.
Mm.
Because you can't have strings on me.
You can't have strings on.
What was that?
Oh man, that was the worst thing. How you killed Jarvis, man? That fucked me up.
No, he turned into what's his name? You got another job out of it.
You got another job.
James Spader.
James Spader. That makes way more sense. He is so sinister. Like, the only time I ever trusted him was when he's in Stargate. Outside of that, like the blacklist and everything, I'm like, there's always something up your sleeve, mate. When he plays Alex, I know you will never watch The Office. Like,
what do you mean?
You US
I watched
Office.
Office loads.
US Office?
Yeah.
You cussed me out about US Office.
Yeah, because you didn't watch the British one.
Yeah, fuck the British one.
Exactly.
But, like, you know how when James Spader comes in as the
new boss?
Yeah, the new boss who's like...
Just weird. Just weird. Just like...
Yeah, Robert California.
Like, it's so weird. I'm like, this guy needs to go. It's just creepy.
It's like, sex is a spectrum. This dude.
You're like, yo.
Can't trust James Spader.
I want my teacher back, man. Yeah. Why we got this new teacher for?
Yeah.
That's what it felt like.
Why is he stroking my shoulder?
What is he like this?
Saying to me to relax.
No, Kevin. I don't know why you've got this misnomer that I've never watched that show. I'll always watch that show. It's not on the same level.
Yeah.
As, in terms of just like, how awkward.
Can I segue now?
I can't stand it. Segue.
Okay, because I'm
segue.
I'm segue. I'm segue. I'm going to segue because on that note, one of the things I did want to talk about is the fact I binged Ghosts. Ghosts is, and the thing is, I saw it on Netflix and I was like, I got nothing to do. I'm having my dinner. Ghosts is a British TV show, and the thing is, because I was on Netflix, I saw the American one. So I started watching it, and essentially the show is about a couple who moves into a house that, you know, her auntie over there, who she's never met, passed away, and she's the only person in the family who can get the house.
So, but it started in 2019, so it's a current show.
Yes, it's currently still going.
Currently still going.
The US one. The UK
quick.
one is finished.
But no, it finished last year.
Yeah. So
that's still current, isn't it?
Yeah, it's still current.
It's not like
the premise is this couple, They've got ghosts who are from the ages, who live in, died on that land, and they're locked.
Wow.
And they watched. They're just there, just living their lives and stuff. And some of them have a few powers from how in which they died. So for instance, the Viking, he died. He got electrocuted, so he can like make the lights.
Like Thor.
Yeah, his aim's actually Thor. Yeah. He made the lights go. And there was a black lady from the 20s. Was a singer, jazz singer. She died, and she can sing, and like her voice is. So they've all got different powers and shit. Yeah. And there's one guy. He's a finance bro from the 90s. He died during hazing, and he hasn't got any pants on, and he can like concentrate really hard and push things. So they wanted these two humans, that a man and a woman, married couple, who've now got the house. They're going to turn it into a B&B. And they're like, we want to spook them to get them to fuck off. And they do this whole little trick. Unfortunately, the girl falls down some stairs, gets knocked out.
She's not one of them.
She dies slightly, but she's still alive.
Yeah, so she can see him now.
Now she can see them.
Nah.
And she interacts with them. And Alex, it's such a good show where you just have it on the background and you're just like, oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, you don't go too deep into it. And I actually really liked it.
Which is better, the US or UK?
Now, I'm up to date with the US, like literally up to date.
Yeah.
So I thought,
let me check out the UK one.
Oh my God. The UK one is so fucking good. But
good.
Yeah, but I got the Office cringe.
Yeah.
I got the cringe, Alex. I got the cringe.
Coming.
And I was like, I can't watch this. I had to put it down and walk away.
Yeah.
I literally got up out of my chair and I walked away.
Did you watch In Betweeners?
Yeah, of course.
That was cringy, yeah?
Not to this level. Not to this level.
All right. Compared to the American version they did.
This feels like Office cringe, Alex.
Did you see the American version of
Alex,
In
it
Betweeners?
was trash.
Yeah, but they took away the cringe.
They took away the cringe.
They took away the cringe.
Friend.
They took away the cringe, but because it's innocent as kids.
I go into a room, I'm like, elbow dance.
No, I've used clunge in every different kind of context it could be.
And how hot that guy's mum is. So dead. I swear that was Nigella Lawson, I swear.
Wait, isn't the priest from the church one of the dads?
I think so, yeah. I think it's the gay dad.
Gay dad. Your dad's gay, man. But dad's not gay.
Really
hello, boys. How are you doing today, boys? Your dad's gay, bro. You can't be that shit. Right, wait, I didn't mean to segue away.
Away.
But the ghosts, I'm looking at these things.
So the UK ghost is you've got a couple, again the same premise. An aunt dies way over there, and they get the house of this dilapidated mansion. Yeah, and when they move into the house, the same sort of thing happens. But the characters are different. So we had the American one. It was American history.
Yeah.
Whereas the British one, obviously, is British history.
Yeah.
So you've got instead of a finance bro, you've got a politician from the 90s who was caught in a sex scandal.
Yeah.
Same sort of thing. He doesn't have trousers on, so he's walking around like. And then you've got the lady of the house from the 1800s Gilded Age, and you've got a woman from what's it called, the Georgian times. She's like, woo. You've got a prehistoric guy,
caveman.
You basically got a caveman, and you've got a guy from World War One.
Wait, how did the Viking get to be an American one?
Because the Viking, when they invaded,
one Viking,
they left him. They forgot about him, and he was like, "Oh shit, where's everyone gone?" And he got
I mean,
struck
it was
by lightning.
one visit out of the millions of people who have gone to America.
He died in the right place.
Man, Eric the Red left some people.
Yeah, but then there's parts of the American one that they've gone into, which maybe I haven't gone into the British one yet.
Yeah,
like there's more powers in the American one. So there's a Native American guy who passed away on the land, and he can actually go into dreams, and he's able to start talking to the husband, and they go on adventures like they're pilots or something. They do like a Star Trek thing, and it's like, listen,
running ball. We need to shoot these guys down. Yes, chief.
Yeah.
No, that sounds like someone's saying.
It's just really good how like the ghosts start discovering what the internet is and how to like use.
A phone call, sorry.
Oh, is everything going okay?
Yeah, no, it was just fine.
No,
I'm reading. Sorry, it's reading a Reddit post. Someone says, "Ghost UK is a terrible show. US adaptation version is much better. I think US version is cheaper to produce too. There's no need for excessive SFX." What do you think of that statement? Does that make sense to you?
No, not at all. The British one feels very like British.
Yeah.
Like the set is an actual house sort of thing.
Yeah.
And you've got like the husband, both husbands, American and British, are like one's black, one's Indian, and so they bring their own element of like stupidity.
Yeah, and cultural stupidity.
Yeah, cultural stupidity. And I think the British one is very like, oh my God, that could be me. Whereas the American one feels like, oh yeah, you know, it's a bit more
suitable to its market, really.
Yeah, very much suitable to this market. I think the SPF,
Not this again.
Not
again.
FPFs.
Just CGI. Just say CGI.
CGI.
Yeah.
CGI. Yeah, the CGI from the That's why you
Special
look at me like
effects.
CGI is different. What they've developed is different on the American side. I think the British is very much practical. When the ghosts go through things, that's obviously something that you're using. It's really interesting. Like in the British one, for instance, where I'm at, the prehistoric guy is like, yo, it's that time of the year, the moon's in the right place. We need to go to the monolith and do like the thing that we've always done. They're like, oh, you mean Stonehenge? It's like, no, Stonehenge copied us. And the whole point is like the main couple is trying to integrate themselves with the locals, so they invited them over for dinner, but you've got the ghosts who've come into the same area and started to worship the table whilst this girl's trying to interact with humans, but she's also hearing all the conversation that's going on. And it's just really interesting, and the dynamic, how the scene is set is done really well. I feel like the American one is softer, sweeter, not as like aggressively stupid, if that makes sense.
I think, I think it's just they're worried about getting like call-in reports and advertising friendly. With the BBC, it's just phone
in
calls.
the American one, there's something called the ghost boundary. Yeah.
Right.
So if a ghost tries to walk off, they just get bounced back.
All right. Okay.
And at one point, they've discovered that if like with Jay, the husband is fixing something, one of the ghosts behind him like being like, oh, you shouldn't do that. But obviously he can't hear him, and he gets electrocuted and falls back, and the ghost possesses him. And the ghosts are like, yo, I can use the body. And they're like, they try to eat everything. They can smell stuff, but they can't eat. So they're like, argh. They went crazy. They're like, I can leave. And they went, and they were like, oh, I've never driven a car before.
So we can leave in the body?
Yeah, in the body that he's possessed.
But what happens if they're out of the zone?
Yeah, that's the thing. They hit the ghost boundary, and then they're like, oh, shit. And then the person gets their body back, and they're like, oh, fuck, I'm driving a car.
Wait, how far is the ghost boundary?
It's just the edge of the house, the edge of the land.
So how far was you driving before you got shot out of the body then? Like a few meters?
Probably went to like, where the gate was.
The gate is right.
And then he got knocked out. But at the front of the house, manor houses, they get a nice little front.
Yeah.
But in the American one, you've got an expansion of the land. So you've got, you have Revolutionary War British soldiers who died on the land who have to live in the shed, because they have like parlay with the house people. You've got a lady. The thing is, they don't even talk about the science. They can go through walls, but they can't go through floors.
Okay.
So there's a lady who's caught in the well who can't get out.
Wow.
Because she knows if she walks, she doesn't know where she's going.
Yeah, it's just ground.
Yeah, it's just ground. And you've got people who live in the basement because the house at one point was like a syphilis hospital. So you've got people who died.
I'm going to say Underground Railroad and have some black people down there or something.
It's really, really good, actually, as two shows. So, yeah, I just wanted to recommend both of them. If you want something that's just, like, it's not going to tie you down. You just want to watch something stupid, give it a watch.
I need to... Because it brings the question in, like, what is the better sort of... What's that show set in Manchester where they...
Shameless.
Shameless.
I think... It's a classic thing, okay? It's really hard for Americans to adapt a British show well. And I feel like Shameless America did a good show because they branched off. They took the premise and then branched off and did their own thing.
I think it's difficult to do the other way because we have to downsize from America.
Yes.
With the scaling and... I mean, what's that one where there was a bunch of like a vampire, a zombie, and
Being Human? Being Human.
That made it to America and did a couple of seasons.
It did, and it did very well in America.
But was it bigger hair?
I feel like it may have been bigger in America.
So I'm saying, I felt that I think because it was so like it was a BBC Three production.
Yeah,
there's a few productions I feel like America can do better, but then Britain has done better with some other ones,
Yeah. I think they start it and then it gets adapted quite quickly.
Yeah, you get other writers and stuff. You don't get the same team.
And also they have different audiences. I do think, though, that the shows that we do take from America is usually reality shows. So, like, Jersey Shore, Geordie Shore,
Yeah, but that was MTV to MTV. That wasn't like...
Yeah, but in terms of, like, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
That was the last locally produced MTV product.
That's crazy.
Jersey Shore.
Shit. MTV.
Geordie
You know
Shore.
what?
Geordie Shore.
Talking about streaming services, what happened to MTV? They could have had their own streaming service. Who are they owned by? They've had loads of TV shows. They've had loads of TV shows. You know, like
I think it's like Disney or something, or who owns MTV? Paramount.
So do you think it's all on Paramount Plus?
I think, all right, so the last 10, 15 years, Paramount have not done anything. They've just been hanging
Distributors.
on. They're kind of not they don't have the same distribution as Sony, but I would say they're distributors, but they've got a big body of work that people want to watch.
Yeah.
And ever since the end of tapes and renting, they haven't had that margins. That margin's gone down.
Whoever's at the top needs a spanking because the opportunities are there, man. They're just not been.
I'd like to look at Paramount properties.
I always get Paramount and TriStar. Like I feel like they're the same guys, but they're actually not.
I went to Paramount Properties and it's actually a place in West Hampstead. I remember that.
Kidding.
It's on West End Lane. It's one of them. All our friends worked for like doing letting agents.
Yes. Fucking hell.
Even little Steph worked there, I think. Paramount Properties, Paramount Movie Properties.
So looking at different things, you've got
Top Gun,
TriStar, but then you've got the woman. Oh, is that your foot? My bad.
Columbia.
You've got the woman.
Columbia. And then we can Columbia TriStar.
Yes, and they combined, but Paramount wasn't part of that, right?
No, I think
it's all blue sky. It's like confusing.
At one point, I think because they've all been bought and sold.
Yeah.
Like MGM does not own half the things that are called MGM at the moment because the people that own MGM are now a holding company. And at one point, MGM had all the casinos and stuff, but the casino can keep its name because it was called that from before the person's. It's like it's like gonna be multiple foxes in 20th centuries.
Freaking Virgin, like Richard Branson. How many things are still
he
Virgin?
Licenses
and
the
it's
name.
like he's just like, yep.
I don't
take it.
License it, but like some of it comes with culpability. Like
yeah,
he can't license it off if Virgin Cola starts selling lemonade out of the same cans. Wow, they've got some good franchises that they're just hanging on to. Like,
it's just sitting. Alex, I'm really tempted to get Paramount Plus. I am. Just for like a free month or something. I don't even know if it's in the UK.
It is. I
Barely,
think, but
they're like the last ones to
Amazon.
join.
You can get it through Amazon.
Oh, right.
Prime. The Prime.
So you don't even have to get it. So I can watch Paramount Plus.
Yeah, you can just watch it on Prime.
See, what's the point? Okay, hear me out. In America,
you see, that's the point. Hear me out. You said three
in America, they have even more interfaces. Okay, you've got freaking Max, so HBO. They have their own one. Hulu have their own. Yeah,
but do you want those?
No, I mean like they're more fucked up than we are.
I know.
Like all of ours are combined under Disney Plus. For instance.
Roku?
Roku's another one.
Rakuten. Is Rakuten the same thing?
No, they're two different guys.
They just look the same.
They do. It's so confusing.
No, Rakuten.
I did want to talk about one other thing.
Go ahead.
And I didn't write it down.
I want to save Mickey for Mickey.
Quickly. Mickey.
Yeah. I want to say Mickey 17 for Mickey. That's why I haven't brought it up.
Shit. Okay. I still haven't watched it, but like,
you know we got time.
I still want to watch it.
I'm not going to talk about it now until we talk about Mickey.
Okay, cool. What, just Mickey generally? Or with Mickey the person?
Mickey the person.
Oh, yeah. I thought you meant Mickey 17. Like,
yeah, we're going to talk about Mickey 17 with Mickey.
Okay, fair.
This has been a strange... I did say that.
You know what? You didn't.
No, I just said Mickey.
Yeah, and I was like, Mickey. Say it 17 times.
You might appear like, hello,
the last one I want to talk about is because I watched it last Thursday, is Flow. So I went with...
Flow?
Yes. Flow is about a cat. A black cat. Oh, no, Flojo. A black cat who's around. Basically all the humans are gone. And it's a post-apocalyptic world. And unfortunately, the flood is coming. So it's how this cat and a few other animals survive. It's all done. It was all animated with a very small team, a Latvian film. And it did amazingly well from the Cannes Film Festival all the way to winning its first Academy Award. I think it's won 2. Best Animation, which is incredible to go against the big bastards like Disney and whatnot. They won Best Animation and they also won Best International, which is the first time Latvia's ever won it. So Latvia is taking it back like, We are the champions. And they're basically doing almost a little statue for the cat and everything. It's
I hate
huge.
to say it, but this cat in every picture has like almost crying eyes.
Yeah, I know, Alex. Watching this film, let me tell you, Alex, look at me. Alex, look at me. I was stressing. I was stressed the whole time. I was like, I can't enjoy this. Alex, to the point I started looking at my phone, like, when's it gonna end? It's only 80-something minutes. I was like, this is so painful.
Match.
Alex, this is so painful. I was just like, be safe. Hit me like a ton of bricks. And there's no talking in this whole film.
Oh, all right. So, and there's no opposable fingers either. So no one can build nothing.
No, but these animals, like, able to come together, certain characteristics, and the movement of the cat, it was so well done. It was all done on Blender, which is a free software. And
just hours to put in.
The music, everything, even like the background, the flow of the water, everything was so well done. For such a small team to have done it. It was quite extraordinary. So, it's still in cinemas, guys. It should be on streaming soon. I highly recommend as a film.
I might have to look at that. You know the other one everyone's talking about that came on Netflix with Millie Bobby Brown.
Oh my God! Okay, sorry.
I was expecting that.
Yeah, Alex, this is the next one. It's called The Electric State. Oh.
No, wait, let me quickly make my point. I was like, there was hype around it, and then there wasn't hype around it, and then there wasn't hype around it.
Alex.
Like it's like I know Snow White is making the rounds at the moment. Snow White is the current.
I just saw that it's the lowest rated film
from Disney
ever on like freaking IMDb.
What is Snow White?
Snow White.
That's from bullying, man.
I think so too.
I mean, just because I don't like the actress doesn't mean like I'm going to go out my way and start doing things like that. I mean, I think everyone's entitled to their opinion. I don't know what she said. I don't know what she did. I think she was miscast, yes, but I'm not going to write anything about it. Like, I don't. I mean, do we need to make another Snow White? The original Snow White was alright. Do you know what I mean? You could remake it using the same cartoon characters, the lovable character. You can make a Snow White 2.
I think, okay, let's start at one. Which one we're talking about? Snow White. Okay, Snow White, I think, was wrongly cast. I think Gal Gadot can't act. She should never have got a star on the fucking hallway of Hollywood Walk of da-da-da.
Why she been...
Alex.
Industry plant.
100%, Alex. Straight away, It got to the point where this
Wonder Woman, we gave her a chance. We gave
her one chance.
Wonder Woman.
And then she fucked it up.
No, Wonder
Woman 2.
We gave her a chance, Wonder Woman. It's fine.
Done.
Right? We like it.
Even though we knew it was Captain America reboot set in World War I. But we allowed it.
But we liked it.
We allowed it.
We don't mind Captain America rebooted.
Because the rest of our cast was freaking awesome. Okay? The Scottish guy, he was brilliant.
Yeah, no, the periphery characters were
They
better.
did a great job.
Except
Even though
for
Ares was a waste of time.
Yeah.
Alex, hit me up. Fucking Ares is a waste of time.
Like, it was like, wait, he's the guy who put you guys together. Why is he now, like, taking... What?
Stressing me out. And sorry, what other films have you done? Which are good? You ain't done shit. Red Notice, rubbish. Freaking, you're doing nothing in Fast and Furious, so... You know what? You just look at people and say words, huh? You did, Alex. She did Agatha Christie, Death on the Nile. Oh my God. So bad. Her performance was complete trash. And it got to a point last week she was trending because someone put all her most stupidly acted lines together.
Yeah.
And Alex, all weekend
but
I was
she didn't write them.
Alex, all weekend I was doing enough champagne to fill the Nile. Ugh.
What?
This girl's got a walk. She got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Lord,
I don't understand why she does, but I'm looking at her movies and I'd rather give it to... Oh man, there's no good films.
But going back
there.
to Snow White, apparently she was really, really bad. Like there wasn't any soul in her singing. Obviously auto-tune and stuff. She didn't have the evilness to be the evil queen, you know? And also with like the whole political thing between her and the main girl, you know, they both were batting heads the entire time. And this film's been through so many
all the scenes I saw looked like they needed to do it on a real set.
Yeah, it just felt like
CGI box.
100%. And the fact they use CGI little people where they should just hired, you know? And
yeah, like I said, I watched Witcher. The little dwarves and that were hilarious.
I think they were wicked. They were brilliant.
The little Scottish man.
Yeah, they had one with the beard.
Yeah.
It was wicked.
Nah, I missed a fucking fight, man.
This is why Witcher season 1 was superb.
Yeah, all the characters, the dynamics, everything.
Every single bit. Yeah. Season 2, biggest waste of time.
I literally
Waste of time, Alex.
didn't finish the last episode.
Waste of time.
I still haven't finished the last
Alex,
episode.
it was like going from prime Game of Thrones straight to season 8.
We're over 1 to 8 in one season.
1 to 8.
Ah.
1 to 8. My nerd heart is breaking.
Kevin, we got to do like the biggest falls.
Oh my god!
Like the worst. Like how you can go from like Oscar-worthy first
and it's
episode.
like I'm so glad to be alive to watch this.
Yeah, I can't wait till next week to watch this. Like, oh, it's
Alex,
another one.
what time of it?
Are we done yet?
Is it next week yet? Oh, yeah. Hey, listen, I need to go loo. You know, it's really sad when a fall like this happens, and unfortunately, we're going back to Snow White.
Yeah.
It's affected the box office because it's not the traditional story like you were saying of Snow White. It's Snow White, and they wrapped it in the sort of Snow White girl boss sort of thing.
Yeah.
Which there's nothing wrong with that. Snow White then becomes her own person, but I feel like other Snow Whites have done it better. So Snow White and the Huntsman with Kirsten Stewart, that was a better version.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, better version than this.
They did a whole Huntsman spin-off.
But also she learned how to fight her own battles.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And they weren't doing a
Curtain
reenaction of the Disney one. They were doing their own version. Whereas this is meant to be a reproduction of the original. I think they let it down.
I reckon, Kathleen, that they didn't need to do it. They could have just reimagined a whole new thing for kids of our time. Take another Grimm tale. Take something else that hasn't been made into a film.
It's again Disney's live actions. They just need to stop.
No,
We've asked them several times. They keep coming out with
I
rubbish.
hear that people are liking the Mufasa
because that's not based off something.
No,
that's
you don't have an expectation.
Yeah, and it's got a really good like soundtrack. So it's quite bad. It's quite bad.
Wait, so Kathleen, she's in Wreck-It Ralph. I'm looking at Gold movies still. So what was you talking about before? What was the film we were just talking about before we segue?
Wait. Before we got to Snow White, we were talking about fucking Electric Slide.
Okay.
Electric State.
Yeah, Electric State.
Electric
Sorry,
State.
we were so painful.
Did you watch it?
No.
Again, it's on Netflix. Oh, Alex, this is so bad.
Yeah.
Millie Bobby Brown needs to stop acting.
No, I thought she was talented.
No, she's not talented, Alex. She hasn't been talented since season 2 of Stranger Things.
Oh man!
As soon as she got hair, I was like, no, that's it.
No, we liked her when she was like silent and just not saying anything. And
you never watched Damsel, did you?
Chocolate.
You didn't watch Damsel?
No.
Oh, Ali.
Okay. What's Damsel about?
Okay, Damsel is the classic, princess from this city this country over there. The main king's son, the prince, he needs a new wife, and they got into cahoots and they're like, okay, I'll marry you. And so she marries him. She doesn't know him. She marries him. Her stepmom, Angela Bassett, tells her not to marry him. But she's like, but then I could be a princess and then we can make our kingdom better. Anyway, she marries him. And they do like this blood ritual to like keep their bond together so they can be one. And they do it on their sacred mountain. And after the blood thing, he gives her a hug and then he pushes her down a cliff.
And then she goes on a revenge trip. Basically,
yeah. She's meant to be sacrificed to a dragon. They're the king's ancestors from like years gone killed the eggs of some dragon. And they... and the dragon fucked them up, and it came into like, a sort of agreement that you send me your daughters, 3 of your daughters every generation or something, and I will not burn down your kingdom. And so what they have done historically is marry 3 random princesses from X, Y, and Z, and then rub their blood together so they smell like the family, and push them down a fucking...
That's cheating.
It's fucking cheating. And so she's like, what the fuck, man? I thought we were getting married. So then she like goes through these catacombs and stuff, almost gets murked by the dragon quick time.
She don't make friends with the dragon.
Well, no, because like the dragon smells her. She's like, I need to kill you. But then she gets to a cave where some of the girls had made it to this cave where the dragon can get to, and they started to draw out a map, and like different survivors had added to the map to like try and find an escape. So it becomes this whole thing about her escaping. And eventually,
so you sound excited about this, like it was good.
It's a good story, but it's terribly acted.
Okay. Because she should have made friends with the dragon, and then she'd been like
she
a dragon
make
princess.
Friends with the dragon.
Okay, cool.
There you go.
But like that pose with the sword seems kind of silly. It looks like she's gonna fight 100 men, and then I don't see any other characters in any
She
pictures.
does not fight 100 men.
There's not 100 men in this.
Oh.
So I would have to say I may have to give this the
electric, all the looking at the damsel. Which one?
Electric.
Okay, because you didn't watch it.
Yeah.
It's the classic robots versus humans.
Versus humans.
Robots versus humans. So in the beginning...
The world hasn't ended.
No. Alex, this is set in 94.
All right, never mind.
What kills me is Bill Clinton would have never done this. This is a Bush era thing. They should have... But either way, Bill Clinton, the robots are like, we have souls. How could you? You know, and they decide to start fighting for their equal rights. Humans are like, fuck you. And then they develop like a type of neural link to their own type of robots to fight the robots. And then the robots got like murked, and then they had to live in like basically the desert in this sort of quarantine space. Essentially, it's about her brother's mind that's been put into a robot, and she's trying to find her brother's body. And she meets Chris, the worst Chris, along the way.
Chris Hems
Tucker?
North. Chris Tucker.
Chris Pitt. Chris Bill.
Chris Pitt.
Chris Evans. No, it's not Chris. It's not Chris Evans.
Chris Christopherson.
Chris Christopherson.
You're laughing, but that's a real person.
It is. It's a great name.
Real person.
He lives in Denmark.
He lives in Blade's Cavern. He's Blade's guy, fixes him up.
Oh shit, that is his name. Oh, R.I.P. last year, right?
Yeah, we also had a country music.
Yeah, it was huge.
Yeah, I was like, this guy was like, I don't like you, Blade, but I love you, Blade.
Oh my God, Alex, not to spin off. I'm so sorry.
Go ahead.
But I think on Saturday Night Live over the weekend, essentially there was a country and western guy who's the musical thing. And at the end, they're all saying goodbye and thank you and da-da-da-da. He's like, he shakes the celebrity who's there, shakes her hand, and then he walks off. Doesn't say goodbye to anyone else. Doesn't say goodbye to anyone else. And it's revealed that this guy was dropping M-bombs in his history. And, he's very much like, Trump. And they did a lot of like, fucking anti-stupidity, stupid Trump.
But they should know that.
Stories. Yeah, they've always been political. SNL's always been political. It takes the piss out of all Democrats and Republicans. Anyway, the guy walked off and it's been like a huge controversy.
Street singer walks off. Morgan Wallen.
I've never heard of this guy.
Walks off to the stage in his credits. Okay, cool.
And then he put up an Instagram later in his private jet being like, yeah, I'm going back to God's country. Like, and then someone wrote in the comments, what, Middle East? And I was like, shame.
The Middle East. Like, that's the thing, right? Those clapbacks won't make anything unless the guy hears it and like, actually hears the clapback.
A lie? And someone's saying, yeah, you own the libs. I'm like, what?
He just performed, smiled at the end, and then right.
He didn't even go to the side. He cut through the middle.
Oh, he hugs the person that closed out the show, had another time, thank you all. And then he waves, shakes hands. I'm going to head off. Cool.
Doesn't say shit. He just walks
That's
off.
it. I don't know why that's so bad.
I think that they have this tradition that everyone, as the credits are rolling,
Keep raving.
Waving, hugging.
No,
thank
fuck
you.
it. I've got places to be. Like to try and then there's comments that said, "Where did you leave? Why'd you leave? I'm returning to the country." So they're antagonizing each other. They're both sides are doing this to each other because
to create interaction.
There's a stupid frenzy amongst certain people that I ideologically align with, except for them being so stupid, like about it. Yeah, you go higher, we go higher.
People can get really stupid.
Catherine, can I quickly talk
Electric
about...
state. Sorry, what? What do you want to talk about?
I forgot, because I'm in a state.
Yeah, I just want to quickly say about the film. It was very expensive, 350 million.
Sorry.
Alex, 350 million.
I actually had a lot of spill.
The acting was actually terrible. The only person who was really good was Stanley Tucci, but he's always amazing everything he does.
Was he the robot?
He's the bad guy.
Oh, he's the bad guy. Cool.
He's like the kind of Steve Jobs, like the new guy who took over Steve Jobs. What's his face? The guy with the polo neck. He's that guy.
Yeah.
You know?
I think he's reprising the role. I'm sure he's done that before. He's like been a proto Steve Jobs.
Yeah. I mean, he's polo neck and bald. Yeah, he's the bad guy. He does a great job.
Like a penis.
Alex, the black Hispanic guy who
Esposito.
Yes, he's like the big sheriff for the humans, and he's like he's like a bad guy. And then he realizes how bad the humans are at the end, so he changes. You know, Alex, it's a really shit film.
Kathleen, I want you. Can you compare the Maze Runner franchise and the Divergent franchise?
Oh god, big difference. What you
Really?
mean, storyline or acting, or what do you mean?
Acting and the storyline, because, like,
have you watched Divergent?
yeah, I watched all 3 of them.
You watched all 3?
Yeah.
Oh Lord Jesus.
And I watched all the Maze Runners.
Yeah, amazing. Okay, which one? Firstly, what would you give the Divergent series out of 10?
Give it a solid 4.5.
Okay, cool. I would give it a 2. All right, what would you give the Maze Runner series?
About 6.
I would give it a 6. Yeah, I'll give it a 6.
The first film,
Crisp.
great, but there's holes, and I
Funny
live with
holes.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you've been dumped here, you don't know why, blah blah blah, and the only chick in there, it just seems dangerous from the start. Like, why did they do that? And it got boring after like the first 5 minutes.
100%.
And then there was the second film where it's like, well, there's a virus, but I'm not sure what kind of virus it is. And there's
It's like what?
rebels,
So
and
what?
there's-
She faked her death. That one scientist who shot herself.
Yeah.
Like she got up again, and then
And they're
then
right here.
what?
And you're like, all right.
and then oh, we need this. We need to get to that person. It's just like what?
And so I feel like all the holes weren't answered, whereas the Divergent films, they painted a society set in the future that is where everyone's got these roles, but like they're just constantly contradicting themselves and letting other groups. And I'm like, this doesn't make sense either. But like,
Yeah.
it's. I'm wondering because it was like the late noughties.
It was the teen YA, the YA dystopian flex.
Yeah.
It all. I think personally, throwing a bone.
Yeah.
I think it really started, in fucking Japan. Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
Battle Royale?
Yeah, Battle Royale was the first one. I'm holding down to that shit. Battle Royale was the first, and then it became Hunger Games. Hunger Games was the second one, and that blew up in the West.
I would say Hunger Games in that batch was the first one.
Okay, yeah.
Because I feel like
That was too early.
it was a bit too early, but there was also a lot of films around it, and it was a lot more brutal.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? It fit in like a thriller, a horror, a dystopian. With Matrix, I'd say it would fit with Matrix. It's like Matrix for kids.
Oh, right. Okay.
Like post whatever war's gone on, and society's made some great changes. Not good changes, but massive changes.
Yeah, and they've got to like figure it out.
Yeah, figure out the shit.
All right, okay, all right. Okay.
But no, I think I agree with you. I think we're on the same thing.
Yeah.
It's just like when the crossover is. And
when did it start? I would say Hunger Games was the first.
when did it become sanitized and everyone started wearing grey?
Oh.
Like the cleanest grey I've ever
the
seen.
worst type of grey? It's like the grey that's got no stains on it. I'm like, how?
I gotta say that the second 2 Hunger Games movies.
Yo, okay. Actually, this is controversial. I actually really liked Catching Fire. I thought that was quite good.
It's the third one.
Second one.
No, I'm saying like I think they're really good. They just took a different direction.
Oh yeah, I forgot
In terms of-
Mockingjay. The third book became 2.
2 books.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't like that. 'Cause I hate when they do that. I'm just like,
I just think sometimes they're too big and you can't tell them all.
you know, the worst thing is because I read
Should
The
be a TV
Hobbit
show.
recently again. The Hobbit's like that. I'm like, how have you got 4 films? Or was it 3?
You got
How have
3
3
films.
solid. I'm like, oh, Lord.
3 solid. The thing
3
is,
solid
you could
films.
do, Kathleen, if you wanted to do Lord of the Rings. Remember, it's like 12 hours now.
Mate.
That's 12-hour episode. That's a 12 episodes of a TV show.
Yeah.
But the problem is, people don't write books to be episodical.
They don't. They write
so-
books to write books.
You can't bookend a chapter like that
But that's
because
why you
it's
have
unfinished stuff.
screenwriters who take that and then they're like, okay, this is how it's going to
But when you
fit,
do
and then
that-
they build on it. They have to thicken it up.
But when you do that, you're taking away from what the writer was bringing to it by
That's
by
hopefully if the life is
revealing
still alive.
leaves at different times.
Oh, if you know the stuff, then you know, and then you can build on it. But if you're like, if you don't read the actual original and understand what they're talking about,
Yeah.
then you lose the nuance. That's why I think Peter Jackson did a really good job, him and his writing team, when they developed Lord of the Rings.
If you hadn't read Lord of the Rings,
Yes.
if you had read Lord of the Rings, there's some
Yeah. some
Radagast
key bits.
is not in there.
Yeah.
The reason why the Eagles turn up is not there.
Yeah, true.
You've got Tom Bombadil.
Yep.
You've got basically the first adventure of Frodo and them, right? That is a film length. It's just that we didn't miss it. we didn't miss it because it was you saw and you just waiting for us for what's name to find them, Gandalf to find them again.
Yeah.
Like, where's Gandalf? It's supposed to be Gandalf.
Yeah, where's Gandalf meeting us? Yeah.
Yeah, and like I think
a lot actually happens in that first chunk, and they, I think they had to dumb it down for audiences and time.
Yeah, and it's mostly exposition.
Yes.
And I think they were showing that anyway.
Yeah.
Also, the battle at the end wasn't as...
It wasn't. It was really quick. Like, when Boromir died. But his death, oh my God. I think you told me his death as a man was like a really good death.
Yeah, he died good.
Just like, and then
he died saving people.
But then when he
took
like,
it like
said
a
goodbye, took it like a champ.
Wow, no. I don't want to take that like a champ no more.
Like when he said goodbye, when he like spoke to Aragorn and then got that forgiveness, and it's quite a powerful scene, to be honest. But Sean Bean knows how to die well.
Sean Bean is the most dyingest characters I've ever seen.
Yeah, the dying. Alex, I only have one last bit of news, and then I'm done. Essentially, it got announced today or yesterday that the Beatles movie biopic. It's been announced, and you know what? Do you want to hear this? You're gonna laugh.
I've seen the cast.
You seen the cast? What do you think of the cast?
I was like, we don't need this.
There we go.
We don't need this, and these guys will be known as disappointments. Like, there's still 2 of them alive.
1, 2,
No.
yeah. Sorry, Paul McCartney. My bad. I keep forgetting about Paul McCartney.
What do you mean? Ringo Starr is the one everyone forgets.
No, I always forget about Paul McCartney. But do you want to hear the most craziest bit of it all?
Go on.
It's not one film.
Oh, I know several. I saw several.
4 films.
About what? They were together a decade.
Each of them, 4 film, and it all comes out in the same month.
I don't mind that because then it's not waiting like 2-3 years. Yeah. McCartney Part 2.
I feel like it's not a Barbieheimer thing, but it feels like it's a Barbieheimer thing.
It's a cinematic event.
Yeah.
I actually, Kevin, I'm thinking about the idea of like, you can only watch this episode on this day of the week.
Ooh.
And if you want to watch it again, it's going to be back out in 2 weeks. Or the
day
before.
When the season fully comes out.
The day before the next episode.
Yeah.
You can watch it.
Yeah.
And then you can watch it at the end of the season when it's all done.
That's deep.
Right? You're doing it on my time.
That's deep.
Right?
Okay. That'd be highly unpopular.
And it'll be on from after 7 till 3 o'clock in the morning, right?
Yeah.
So it's evening times. Like, they have the power to do that with 100%. Streaming services.
100%. But they won't because, like, they're
making an event. Making an event.
They're scared.
But, like, you make it something that people want to see more of, and it becomes cheaper because it's too accessible. Then it gets so cheap because we throw away. We get so many new things, so many videos,
and things that just don't get finished as well, like get cancelled for no reason.
But I said I kept wanting to talk about this.
Oh, really quickly, because back to your thing, Alex.
Interior Chinatown.
Oh, Interior Chinatown. Okay, no, we're just looking at the other. We didn't mention the other YA dystopian. I just want to throw out there. Tell me what you think. Okay, out of 10, Ready Player One.
Ooh.
You're right there. Close to the mic, Alex.
Ooh. 6.5. 7.
Okay, thank you. Fix yourself, boy.
No, because it was too nostalgic, and I remember half the things they're nostalgic about.
That's good.
No, it's not good.
Oh, does it make you feel old?
No, it was too much.
Oh, you got overwhelmed.
No, I just didn't. I want to watch a film for the sake of film. It's like they're glorifying this part of time that I didn't rate. I didn't rate the 80s.
Yeah, 80s was like...
I didn't rate the 80s. Most of it was about 80s products, 70s or 80s products, and I didn't rate
loads of 80s. Toys, loads of fucking toys.
Anyway, go on, sorry.
Okay, so angry. You said 7, yeah? Alita Battle Angel.
I didn't watch all that, but like...
It was really fucking good.
Oh, okay, cool.
Like, really good. Animation.
I was told that it was like creepy and weird and American...
It's based off
Americanization of
like...
I think you said that.
Probably. So I would give it 8, to be honest. The Giver.
I've never heard of that.
Jeff Bridges and Meryl Streep in that one.
What?
I know. The Equals.
No.
Nicholas Hoult, Kristen Stewart. No. The Host.
What, the horror movie?
Yeah. Apparently.
I didn't watch that. No.
Erase Their Memories and City of Amber.
I heard about that. I don't see that. No.
Nope. Okay. The Fifth Wave.
Yeah, I saw that. That was that was a TV show though.
I thought no, it's a movie. It's definitely a movie.
No, it's when the aliens come in. They've already left people here already, and it was like am I thinking of something else? I'm sure that was a TV show.
No, it was a movie. 4 waves of a deadly alien attack has left most of the Earth in ruins.
I remember that's the
She's on
same
run
premise.
trying to save her younger brother.
But they were coming back again. There was like the 4th wave was the aliens coming back.
Yeah, the 5th wave.
The 5th wave.
Fourth wave.
Me can't count no more.
It's I. Okay, Chaos Walking.
I saw a few clips of that, but
I didn't watch that.
it didn't look good.
The Darkest Minds.
No.
After a disease kills 98% of children, the survivors develop powers and declared a threat.
It's just like, come on. You need to put in Tribe.
TV show.
Yeah.
Brilliant. But it's too early. And you know what? Funny enough, you see what's on this list?
Oh.
Fucking Battle Royale. Thank you, Alex.
What did you
Came
search?
out in 2000.
What did you search?
I put in IMBD YA dystopia.
I put in YA sci-fi movies 2010s.
Most of these didn't come out in the 2010s.
Most of them. All right, I've got 5th Wave came out in 2016. Darkest Minds 2018. I Am Number 4 2011. Ender's Game 2013.
Okay, fine. They
The
all came out in
Host
the 2010s.
2013. Ready Player One 2018. Divergent 20. Caffeine.
All right, fine.
They're all 20. Maze Runner. When did that come out? 1 second. 2014. Yes.
You bastard.
No.
But you're right, like, because Battle Royale came out in 2020. 2020.
You're trying to push it back, I swear.
2000.
2000. Kevin, I would say the best young YA film of that period has to be
Say it, Alex.
The Hunger Games.
I was going to say Hunger Games, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm looking at...
Hunger Games set off the whole
Twilight Saga
thing.
Eclipse.
No, don't count. That was... Twilight Saga.
I mean, the most popular one was probably the Twilight Saga because it came out 2010.
You know, it was written by someone who's a Mormon.
It was the last one, though.
So bad.
Kevin, that film has gone on to spin off so many stupid products. I don't know what to do with myself.
It ruined people's lives. Anyway, Alex, we should probably...
Let's end it. Let's land the ship. It's now into 2nd hour.
Oh, crap. All right. Thank you guys so much for listening to our podcast. That's a brother and sister podcast. Yeah, that's accurate. That's brother and sister podcast.
The clock says 20
thank
past
you so much
11.
So sorry for being absent. Both Alex and I have very busy lives, and I'm going to suggest to Alex that maybe we have to record it differently so that we're able to keep up with a solid schedule.
Or like a short thing, maybe a short thing over Teams, and we'll just record it.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to.
Damn it,
start
you see what happened?
Yeah.
All our conversations have to be recorded because we have such good
100%.
chats.
Yeah,
It's like, saving the pod, Kevin, don't talk.
Literally, before we even spoke, we were talking about bloody Castlevania, and then you were chatting so much shit, and I was like, I want to fucking strangle you.
Why are you
Alex, are you recording?
Because I don't like to be wrong on public.
I love being wrong.
No, I like being wrong because then it's a learning curve.
Alex.
No, I like being wrong because it's a learning curve. I'm happy to be wrong. It's just that I pride myself on being right.
This? Are you
It's
fucking
being recorded. It's still going down. You can tape it, send it to all my family.
Send it to my fans.
Send it to my fans. The reason I like being wrong, one last thing, I like being wrong because then it's a learning curve. I start from any situation, anything like I'm doing, like as if I don't know the full facts.
Yes.
Because having that, and I've made that mistake before, there's always someone that knows something you don't.
Yes.
And
true.
like especially with our opinions of TV shows and how they're running and why they were so bad. Like, I think Witcher was because it was lockdown.
I think Witcher because
The second season was bad because
I think the writers changed the way in which they.
And I understand
That was so bad.
It wasn't bad. It was just didn't go anywhere. It was like wasted 6 episodes of like. Think of all the things they did in the first season.
And also the storytelling. Like, the first season, you didn't know actually, were we in the present? Because it was certain episodes, you're like, wait,
there was
that
clues.
person's being born.
There was small clues.
But it's beautiful in the way in which they did it.
Yes.
You had the invasion of Sintra. Then you had the development of that guy who fancied his sister. You know, you had so many different parts. You know, you had the how Genevieve started and how she became a witch, and then her being in this play, and like, wait, you're alive then? And it was so well done in terms of storytelling. It wasn't linear. And we haven't had a lot of stories like that, especially in the fantasy world.
Or done well linearly.
Exactly. Done well. Unlinearly.
Is there unlinearly is so
haphazardly.
unlinearly.
Unlinearly.
No, it's just unlinear.
Okay. Well, we tried. So yeah, the fact that Witcher season 2 just didn't come with the same energy, you know, just killed it.
Yes, and thus we are
Although,
mad.
flip, I really liked the prequel. I'm like the only person in the universe who liked the prequel. Remember it came out on Christmas.
It was just like a
and I watched it
one-off.
with Mum. Yeah. Well, it was like a few episodes. It was actually really good.
Okay, I'm gonna check it out. I need to check it out.
Anyway, yes, thank you so much for listening to our Brother and Sister podcast. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook, although I don't use Facebook.
This was April the 1st.
April the 1st, Alex.
And we did no pranks.
Happy Fools.
Well, I think I did a few things, but like, just lied. I just lied.
Just lieth.
I'm still getting messages now. Like, so I got a message that I was chucked out of a group, and it was like,
was it an important group?
No, it wasn't. I was admin. So how are you chucking me on my admin group?
You can't chuck someone out of a group.
And it was just like,
how are you going to get fired on your day off?
We just copied the actual sign, like,
and then they just put it there.
Yeah, it's just bastards. Like removed you. It says their name. It says removed you. I'm like, calm down. It's April Fool's Day. April Fool's Day.
I think sometimes April Fools you can't say certain stuff because they really hurt people.
Catherine, how far can you go though? How far can you go?
I think like, you know, fake proposing to your loved one, that's really too far. Especially if they're anticipating a proposal. Like, April Fools. I'm like, you son of a bitch. Like, okay, no. You stay where you are. You stay here. I'm just going to go back to the house. I would chuck all their shit out. I'll keep their PS5.
And say, April Fools, bitch.
Yeah, April Fools. Oh, your special decks.
Yeah, Gary.
Vintage clothes.
All right, Gary. The problem is, when you've calmed down and you've chucked out your whole relationship over a fake proposal.
No. They would know.
Gary,
that's my line.
I know. But you still got the pullback of saying, "Oh, April Fool's, bitch." See,
April Fools.
You can still walk it back with an April Fool's.
Or they're like, they stood in line for these sneakers out the door.
Yeah.
I'm like, April Fools.
Okay, I need to tell you the story. Right, and I'm sorry.
What, on mic?
No, quickly. I am gossiping, right? I've gone to this exhibition. I've gone to this exhibition, right? A black music exhibition in the Barbican. Go and see it. It's on now, right?
Yeah.
No, not British Library, Barbican.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting in the main Barbican auditorium bit where everyone's buying tickets and stuff and buying, and we're having a drink afterwards. And I'm like, oh yeah, I had this annoying conversation with this friend of mine in the Tate shop, the Tate modern shop. And we're talking about yes means yes, no means no, and how some people need to understand that it's how the no is said, or da-da-da. There's more nuance to communication than no means no. I'm someone that's taken no means no and walked away and pissed a girl off.
Yeah.
And
why was she upset about no?
Because I didn't ask her out again.
Oh. So she wanted you to like
play the games. Yeah.
Oh.
And I never got that from her ever. So, and so my friend who's colouring in and just saying, no, girls don't do that. No means no. Like, I'm like, no, there's more nuance to it. And she's like, how do you mean? I'm like, I don't know. I'm not a woman to tell you. And so she's like, no, and just dismissive of everything I've said, like, my experience.
Oh, your friend was dismissive of
you. Yeah, so I got like heated.
Yeah.
While there was a school trip of kids drawing in the Tate Modern. And then I was like, this chick wound me up. And I'm like, I don't know why I rose to it. She doesn't get what I'm talking about anyway. And I'm talking to this other girl about her. And then I hear, Alex. Oh. The very same chick I was talking about. No. The woman I was talking about being dismissive about just a discourse. It wasn't about being political on what side of. So my experience were very confusing because today I like to respect everyone, and she's just while she's colouring in a yellow page, just dismissing everything I'm saying. Then she pops up, and then we get a word salad, which confirms to my friend why what she said was a bit loopy. Anyway, and we make her excuses and leave.
She word salads you. She goes, bleh.
Yeah. And she got a laptop out, everything, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yo, we're just here for a drink. Yeah, I need to go back to,
Oh, God, there's a reason why she was not the one to go on a date with again.
Again? I didn't go on a date with her.
I thought you went on a date. The original thing, or just a friend meeting
up?
No,
meeting up. But daytime, 11 o'clock at the Tate.
Oh, that's lovely.
And, like, we didn't see anything because we spent so much time talking.
Yeah.
And then went to get water and talk some more. And then I left. I literally didn't see anything in the Tate that day. No, just going through some other things with, like, why aren't people accepting me for me? And I was like, You're very transactional.
Yeah.
You meet someone, you find out what they can do for you without offering them anything.
Oh, that's interesting.
And you expect them when they say, "Yeah, I'll help you out," just to help you out and drop everything they're doing.
Oh,
it's not fair on them, and you're setting too high expectations. And then she goes, "I didn't ask you for advice," and I'm like, "Yes, you did." I don't remember that. I'm like, "Yeah, you did." Anyway, so that's all that is. Anyway, I'll probably cut this out.
Sorry, no, this is like fucking deep. Like, you just want to be like, and the end. Sorry.
Well, I think I've done the right thing, and I don't need to.
Definitely, I think you did the right thing. I'm glad you stuck for yourself.
I was gossiping.
Oh,
I got caught in a gossip, Kathleen. You ever had that happen to you, where you gossiped and the person you were talking about just pops up out of the ground? Like, hello.
Yes, 100%. And then how you play it off. That takes skill, Alex.
It's like a white person looking around before saying the N-word.
Take my hand out.
But you seen those people when they're about to say something rude and like,
yeah, I do that.
Those.
Well, not the racist way. I do it in the sense of like, is she around? Fucking bitch. I'm honest.
Bitch.
I say. Bitch. 100%. 100%. And I'm not saying it in a bitchy way. Sometimes I feel like I need to express my frustration with someone, but it's not to the point where I need to say it to them. Because I'm not asking them to change themselves, or I'm not asking for X, Y, and Z. I'm just wanting to go, was I wrong for thinking this of this person because they did X, Y, and Z? And it comes across as gossiping and bitchy, which isn't a nice thing to do.
No, you're airing out what's in your head and getting
But I don't want it to stay in my head. I don't want them to have real estate.
But get it out. If you get it out by conversing, it becomes something else.
Yeah, just say it. But at the same time, if this person really does hurt you or push you to certain things, standing up for yourself is one of the best things. And saying to them, listen, I'm not here for your transaction. I'm getting nothing from this.
Yeah.
And I'll never say that because
I feel like I'd be doing the same thing. Saying I'm not getting anything from it would be saying I was being transactional. I was trying to say you're getting frustrated because you're behaving transactional. You haven't said how you're doing.
Yeah.
You don't say what's going on with you these days. You got anything, new projects coming up. You don't ask me that. You go, why does my family hate me? Why does this? Why does that? Why's that? Without even any... So I'm not going to continue the discourse and just keep it on.
You know, it's quite interesting actually. Like I've started dating again. So nice. I notice I'm a good listener, but also if someone that is painful. So if someone doesn't ask me about myself, so I go, tell me about your family. Da, 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 da. Yeah. They go, blah, blah, blah,
what about you?
If they don't, it's a tennis game. If they're not sending it back, I'm just like, oh, that's brilliant.
Thing is, I've
silence. I'm like, okay. I know that you have no interest in me as a person.
It could be nerves, though. I know that I've done that through nerves, and then at the end, I've realized talking too much. Tell me about you. What's you? I'm so sorry. Like,
but you're aware of that, and then that's bringing it back.
My biggest thing is I don't introduce myself. I ask them their name, ask them about themselves, and then I forget to say my name.
Yeah, it's not great.
I'm like, nice to meet you. What's your name again? Oh, sorry. My name's Alex. Do you know what I mean? It happens a lot. And I meet a lot of people, and I just gets to the point where they even know me and they don't.
Alex, you're well known.
That's really bad.
That's good.
Because every date I've gone on, I run into somebody.
And they back you up.
Some of them aren't the best people.
Okay, that's not great. Stop being friends with like
Crackheads.
Yeah, with random people.
I went to school with them.
Who live by the canal.
I got out of the hood.
Yeah.
But gang signs.
So thank you so much for listening to our podcast and our short dating segment. Remember, happy
April Fools.
Happy April Fools.
Happy spring. Happy summer.
Spring, happy Ostera.
Let's hope we don't get any like snow or storms.
Oh my god, I really hope we have a mild April.
Oh, and pray for Burma.
Yes, pray for Burma as well.
There's been a 7.7 magnitude thing, and I'm hoping to send some things out there for people. Anyway, everybody have a very good time between our podcasts.
Time between episodes. Take care. Bye.
We love you lot. Bye.